one of my good friends, man. What up, dude?
What's going on, man? It's been a minute since I talked to you guys. What you
Yeah,
guys been doing?
Doing
shit.
pretty good, bro.
Same thing, man. I'm doing great, dude. We
How
haven't
have you been doing?
hung out, nothing, dude. It's crazy.
Been doing good, bro. I moved to Texas. Like, my life's way different now. Not really. I just play COD all day, but I mean, the Texas is a big change.
How is it?
It's been pretty good so far, bro. Playing the game from here is like, it's absurdly different. Every time I'm playing the game, like I feel like I'm getting good practice. It's just a good change of pace. Like I never really have to worry about like outside factors too much.
That's what's up.
Probably
Which is
just
nice.
makes a huge difference. So you can just be like, all right, we're not doing this right for sure.
Yeah. It's
opposed
just
to,
not
like,
as stressful, bro.
Yeah.
Like bro. Everyone has the ping in the top left of their screen. I don't even put it up there. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I can play on any host now.
Yo,
He's
is
like,
the
I'm
full
a joke.
squad?
I'm a joke.
Is the full squad
right.
going there, Austin?
Yeah, everyone's out here now.
Oh, that's what's up. You guys getting like a team house or just like apartments and stuff?
We have apartments. Well, Ken and Don rented a house, but I'm
okay.
pretty sure we're gonna have a place to play together.
That's cool. They rented a house. Wow, that's dope.
Yeah.
It's like a
'Cause
big
they
house.
got 2 dogs and stuff, so
Oh,
fairly big.
wait, Don has a dog now. This guy's a dad.
No. Ken and V have 2 dogs.
Oh, okay. I thought
Yeah.
I thought they had a dog and then Don had a dog. I was like, oh shit, Don's a dad now, dude. It's a lot of responsibility for Big Don. That's good,
Is
dude.
it like? Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say that's good. You know, that everybody's got their own spot. They're all in Texas. Because I know last year, bro, playing from Cali was a nightmare for you guys. You feel like you didn't get good practice all year long.
Yeah.
But being over there, I mean, your practice probably already just feels immensely better across the board.
Oh, dude, it's insane. It's literally like not even comparable.
Is it like pretty much everyone on every team's out there now? Or
I would say 7.
like
7 out of
teams?
12. Yeah.
7 out of 12
I think it's
teams?
something like that.
Dang,
like,
bro.
Even then, like one of the teams like Toronto, like we just get like a neutral in like Chicago or something, and it's not that bad. Whereas like before, I was playing from Cali to Chicago, and I was like, all right, bro.
Have you
I
gotten
can't
any
pre-aim or nothing.
updates on what the server situation is going to be like this year for the matches or no? That you can share.
I don't know if they've said too much. I'm pretty sure it's gonna work pretty similarly to how it did last year. But like with a lot of players being in Texas, I would assume the Texas server will be used a lot, which is nice.
Oh, by the way, I just tweeted it out now. If you guys wanted to go give that a
I got you the retweet.
And that was basically the intro, guys. We sort of got into it, but I'm gonna switch to a quick message from our sponsor, XP Sports. Make sure you guys check them out if you haven't. They basically fuel the Codcast and me and John every single day. Incredible company. Definitely give them a look, and we'll go to that and we'll be right back. What's up, everyone? The Codcast is fueled by XP Sports. XP Sports has created gaming supplements focused on giving you what you want. Their products deliver more than just energy and come in unique formats, including pre-game powder, ready-to-drink cans, and even gummies, guys. I love them. The ready-to-drink can delivers 0 sugar, 0 calories, and 0 lag. The XP Sports Boost Energy Drink is delicious and can help you get through any long gaming session. The formula in the Boost Energy Drink includes a scientifically studied ingredient that supports mental energy, performance, and improved reaction time. It also provides another ingredient that supports normal, healthy eye function. If you're more of a gummy person, try the gummies. They provide an ingredient that supports mental clarity and another to support normal, healthy eye function as well. We all know how important that can be. Make sure you have these bad boys in your gaming arsenal. I use them every day, guys. I mean, come on, talk about multiple birds with one stone. Take your game to the next level with XP Sports. You can purchase XP Sports on their website, xpsports.com, on amazon.com, or at your local Walmart. Use code CODCAST at checkout for a 30% discount. Yeah, that's right. I said 30%. That's xpsports.com. Take your game to the next level. All right. Well, welcome back, everybody. Make sure you guys check that out. But let's get back into it, bro.
All right, let's.
Go ahead, John.
Should we just hop right back into this? So,
let's do it.
So Austin, after last year, where you guys obviously didn't perform up to your standards, right? What was the offseason like for you as a team? Did you guys know right away that you're mostly going to stick together? Or did you spend a lot of time really looking at your options in the offseason?
So my off season was weird. It was probably different compared to like every other off season I've ever been a part of. We knew like me, Ken, and Teach talked, and we wanted to stick together and give it an actual go because like I don't really consider last year an actual go for our like trio. It was kind of an unfortunate circumstance for us. But we spent like the first 2 weeks looking at like Force and trying to figure out what we want to do. And we had one player in mind that we're gonna lock up. Actually, I could probably just say we were looking at Preston at first. And
Pristini.
no, Priesta.
Oh, Priesta. Okay.
Yeah,
Two
Priesta. We were
Prestons.
looking at him before he signed with
Gosh.
Minnesota, and it was like around like the week 2 mark or something like that we got word of like what was going down with the team, and the only thing I really heard was that we were getting sold potentially, and we couldn't make any moves. So we were kind of just stuck in limbo at that point with us three just waiting, and about like 2 months went by. Like maybe not 2 months, but a long time went by without us knowing what we could do. And then finally we figured out that, LA Thieves was purchasing the spot, which is great for us. Like that was the best case scenario in my opinion. And then from there we evaluated our situation and picked up Donnie.
You were probably hyped when you heard that news, huh?
Oh, dude, it was incredible.
Because you never directly talked about it, but it had to feel kind of weird, like playing for a brand that had none of the original members on it, and sort of being like a shell of its former self. Like that had to, like affect your guys' gameplay a little bit, or at least the way you read Twitter and then you go and see match like, oh, here goes this kid again. You know what I mean? Like it had to affect you guys a little bit, so that had to be like a huge weight off your shoulders. I would feel.
I mean, yeah, a little bit. I don't feel like it affects me too much. I feel like I've been on that side of the green wall pretty much because, I mean, like, I've just been against them my whole career pretty much, like one of the teams, like, trying to take them down. And so it's pretty much the same thing. They were just coming at us a little bit harder maybe. But I don't know. That stuff doesn't bother me too much. Honestly, like, I like reading like native comments sometimes, especially leading into like an event or something like that.
Yeah.
I kind of use it as like extra fuel to the fire because I've been playing for so long now, like it's hard sometimes to like have that same level of like excitement and stuff like that. But reading the negative comments always brings it out of me.
It must be nice now though, like be at home, right? Like to be
yeah.
Like, this is, you won championships here with the squad with Nate Shot and the support over there. I mean, even you got the dog back, and it's just that you got the squad, even Enable's on the squad. So like, it just feels like full circle, I guess, a little bit of a different roster. So
it almost feels like it never left too. Like, I mean, this is the org I wanted when I originally signed with them. I wanted to stick with for a long time and kind of cement myself as like the franchise player or hope to. So it's good to be back. I feel like they've taken really good care of us. They're the best org I've probably been under, and I'm just excited to play again for them.
Sweet, dude.
That's awesome stuff. So transitioning from MW, so that's 5v5, back to here in Cold War and 44. What are your thoughts on that initially? Like, I know you were excited just from talking to you in the past, just 44, but how do you think it's actually been for you guys specifically?
I think it's been a breath of fresh air, man. I think it's been like, it's just like so much, I don't know, especially after last year, like with the spawn system and everything. Like this year, I feel like it's clear cut, like when you're watching VODs or like playing the game, like it's just so easy for me to just detect like what went wrong in the situation. Like I sometimes don't even have to watch the VOD back. Like I just already know, you know what I mean? Like, and it's just like, I don't know, it's just not as hectic, man. Like I like watching it more. I like playing it more. I feel like it's what COD is. We played 4v4 for so long.
Yeah.
It's just what we know.
It's just a lot easier to, slow down and be like, okay, this is what we did wrong. Or to like have a plan when something happens on the map. Like this is how we react in this situation.
I got something on the wall.
Given 5v5. Yeah, I thought you had nothing on the wall. Wait, dude, I just want to say something. This might be wildly inappropriate to say in a podcast, but like, if you brought a girl back and she sees Thanos, she might get a little worried, bro.
Nah, I want to get like I only have 2 things up. I want to get like one of my jerseys and put in between it. I think that would look sick as fuck.
That would look dope, dude.
Yeah.
You can get like the little like floating shelves and put like one higher than the other 2 ones and like put like your memorabilia up there. That shit would be pretty dope, dude.
Did you,
Anyways.
so you live with accuracy, right? So do you guys have anything else in your apartment? I just assume if I was to walk in your place, I'd walk into an empty ass
You know,
two-bedroom
like the
apartment.
tweet, John, where it's like the one couch and the, and the setup.
Like we like our living room is actually sick, bro. Like our spot is so nice. We have like like 3 couches, like 2 single seats, and then like a big couch. We have like a TV with a TV stand. You know, we have a island in our kitchen, and then like a or table to eat at and stuff like that. So like we definitely have some stuff. Our rooms are kind of like bare. We haven't been doing too much. Like obviously I got like dressers and stuff like that in bed, but like I needed stuff to hang up on the walls. Luckily I got some for
Listen,
Christmas.
bro, you know what? This just inspired me. Dude, I have a fire setup. If anyone wants to, hire me for a service to come just do their setup with a budget, I'll do it, dude. I'd be like the interior gaming decorator, bro. I'm nice.
Nah, bro, trust though. Dude, our living room is fucking sick.
Yeah.
Like, and it's funny too because we're right next to like the NV headquarters. So like when we were first here, right? Like the game wasn't out yet, and we're just sitting on the like couches, like chilling, whatever. And we look down and there's like a sign, and all of a sudden the sign just switches and it shows Crim6 and it's like MVP, COD champ. And I just instantly lost full. I was like, yo, I gotta go get down and set up, like get my stuff ready to go.
Yeah. That's actually hilarious, dude. Just you know what you need to get though? You need to get like a telescope, dude, so you can spy on the scrims. That'd be the play, bro. Straight up through the windows. So do you guys like socially distance at least 6 feet apart, hang out with people out there and stuff, and like link up at all with some of the other teams, or is it like nah, just doing my thing?
I think we like hung out a little bit, a couple of us, when people were in town for media, because everyone just got tested.
Yeah.
So we were all clean. But other than that, like not too much. I know like the Minnesota guys are in our building. So like sometimes like Attach will come through with me and Lamar and get some food or something like that. But pretty much, man, it's just been grinding.
Yeah, it was funny, man. I was talking to Embos the other day, and he was like, "Yeah, I was walking in my lobby the other day, and well, Zuma walked in, or somebody." He said somebody, maybe it was like John or something. I don't know. He's like, just walked in. And I was like, "What the hell?" And I was like, "Dude, it's probably such small world moments down there. Like in one city, all the pro COD gamers just all
the
chilling."
gamers, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Now Tej is in my building too. So like the other day, I went to the grocery store and I just get in the elevator and he's standing in there, and I'm like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" Just comes out of nowhere.
Who's TJ living with?
He got his own room.
Oh, sheesh. That place is gonna smell like crap, dude. Does he know how to like clean? Does he even know what like a disinfectant wipe is?
Austin, do you remember TJ and Brandon's sink last year?
Oh,
it was like
black.
It was
I wasn't gonna put him on blast.
Dude, it was black. The sink was black.
Bro, pro gamers do some heinous things, dude. So there was a time during what game was it? Was it IW when we were at like the Columbus apartments that weren't as nice? Was that IW or World War II?
World War II, I think.
Yeah, dude. So the way those apartments worked were like we would go there for a couple weeks and then we would just swap out, right? But it would still be under the same booking. Like they just booked it for like a month. So we'd go there for like 2 weeks and then swap out, whatever it was, something like that. And the cleaners would like forget to come there sometimes. So the players would like leave stuff in the fridge, bro. The toilet would be like clogged. And I remember what's his name? Fastball just intentionally clogged the toilet, bro. Like those places were disgusting, dude. Straight up. So yeah,
I think I got lucky, bro. I never had a bad experience. Like, so whoever I was like switching rooms with was like keeping it pretty clean at least.
Oh man, I roomed with Apathy and he kept it spotless, bro. Guy's just elite dad, bro. It was great.
Dad, like he knows responsibilities, bro. He does his thing.
Yeah, but I guess we should talk about this for a second. We'll get to the other stuff in a bit. But Zoomer retired, man. It's such a tough situation for them, and then now New York has Diamond Con now. I guess just talk a little bit about Tommy if you'd like, and then also what do you think about Diamond Con if you played against them at all?
Yeah, I mean, I learned about it probably like the night before it happened, dude. That came out of nowhere, man.
Yeah,
and I was in a TeamSpeak call with probably like 10 other pros or something when we found out, and bro, that one hit like crazy. I've had hand problems in the past, and I know a bunch of other people have.
We used to talk about it every day, dude.
Yeah, like especially now with like all the games, like the advanced movement, stuff like that, like it can be taxing on your hands. You got to be careful. And I know we had the problems in the past with it too, and it's just that one sucks, man.
It does.
It sucks to see someone like, because I know like Tommy too. I'm pretty sure he got an injury in soccer and had to give that up, and that's what led to this.
Yeah.
If I remember right. Yeah. So Dude, that's tough, man. I mean, he's one of the COD greats.
Absolutely.
Loved playing against him. Loved him in the community. He was always a good time to be around and stuff like that. And yeah, it just sucks to see him go.
He's so
So-
entertaining too, man.
Yeah,
go
he
ahead, John.
is.
Go ahead.
No, everyone loves Tommy. It's just like another part of this. So if I'm not mistaken, Tommy plays Claw, right? Or he played Claw.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or whatever
I think he
that
did.
is.
Yeah.
And so do you, right? So
Yes.
when I try to play Claw, I can't play Claw. I just can't do it. Like I just start shooting absolute circles. Have you ever considered like what if something similar started happening in your hands and you had to go back to playing, I guess, what I consider normal, what other people consider normal with a scuff?
Yeah.
Do you think that you could do that?
I
Or are
mean,
you so used to just playing Claw, like that's how you hold a controller? It would just affect you too much.
it might affect me. I think if I really put my mind to it, I could do it. It'd probably take some time. Like I wouldn't just switch and like a week later be fine. I know back in the day, I mean it was only S&D tournaments. I wasn't a pro at the time, but I did break my finger at one point and I had to play normally because I couldn't use my middle finger because I broke it. So I had to
wow.
hold the controller normally and I didn't even have a scuff and I was still playing S&D tournaments and like I wasn't as good, but like I could hold my own. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it just depends on where I'm at, like how bad my hand hurt. I would switch if I need to, but man, holding like claw is just natural to me. It never like I don't think my hands hurt because I hold the controller claw. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's just like the movement, pressing the joysticks in consistently now.
Yeah. Yeah, I've tried playing claw before and it tortures my hands. I remember it was after IW was when I started having like hand problems and stuff. And I remember thinking like, dude, I just don't want to have to like Sloss had to wear that glove or whatever. I remember, and he took a big hit to his gameplay when he had to do that. And I was like, man, I don't want to have to do that. So like this isn't the first time I've heard of it in COD. It's just the first time I've heard of somebody having to stop playing because of it. And I think it was on that phase team, Tommy had that injury in IW on his hand. Yeah, and he played through it. So props to him and playing through it for what 3 years now, and then just unfortunately it returned. I hope like over the next year or so he can come back. Like I don't really know the full details of it. Maybe I'll talk to Tom soon about it, but I hope this isn't like forever and he could come back and play because he's still super freaking young, right? It's just tough that
he's like mid-20s.
Yeah,
but like I feel like that's starting to become the median age of the pros, right? Like I think it was Tatch for whatever reason he tweeted out he's 25, and I'm like, damn, Dylan's 25. Like that's
Tatch is 25.
Is
yeah,
he?
or 24 or 25, something like that. I'm pretty
He's
sure
mid-20s. Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
that's
like
wild. He looks 10. Let me see. I'm looking up Tatch's age. Wait, really, dude? That I didn't even think about that. Yeah, people are just getting older, John, and we're getting real
so it's like
old.
it's just so weird, and like I just feel like Tommy in my head, I guess, is
He's
still
24?
one of the younger guys, but you're gonna start seeing more of these guys retire, and it's so weird because those were the guys that were like coming up, and when you've already been established.
Yeah, dude.
I guess
crazy.
that's when Austin came up too, which would be Ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
It's like now these guys are COD old.
Dude, the thing is though, is it's
game.
weird. Like I feel like everyone views me like, well, I'm 26, so like in the COD world, I'm ancient at this point. Like I'm pretty old. But like
Nobody
if you
thinks
look
of
at
you like that though.
No, nobody really does. I don't think they remember that I'm the same age as like Cap and App and all them.
It's
like, everyone
because
thinks I'm younger.
There are eras of Call of Duty, and me and John could talk about this one. Like, there's the era that started in COD 2, which faded away a while ago. Nobody remembers those guys. And then there's like the era of second year. So there's 2 years of COD 4. Second year COD 4, where players like Crim, players like Cap, I think Clay played a little bit like in the tournaments with AOX, and there was those types of guys. And a few of those guys, they're super good. They lasted throughout all the test of time. And then from really then from second year COD 4 and prior, like there's like 4 or 5 guys that played since then. And if you weren't like one of the 94 babies that played since Black Ops 1, because a lot of us are my age, like 94, 95. If you weren't one of those guys, like you started playing later after Black Ops 1, you're just not considered one of the old people, which is funny because there are people who are older that are playing now. They just didn't play COD till later. It's just weird.
No, I mean that's 100%. That makes sense. But like, what I was gonna say is like, if you compare us to like sports, we're young. Like we're like in our prime at this age, right? Like 25. Like that's like a good age to be in like professional sports. So like, I don't know. I think it comes down to.
From a personal standpoint, I'm pissed at all of you because I was always saying this when I was fucking 25, and you guys, people are like, "This guy's fucking not."
People still say this shit to me, dude.
Nah,
I'm 26.
Bullshit. I
I'm
can still
literally
shoot
26.
straight. And now you guys are like, what? I feel fucking fine. This is perfect.
I think people are trolling you for the most part. There are some people who are probably like, nah, this guy's old. But
Wait,
like,
no,
me,
I get
I'm probably trolling
legitimate.
you.
I get legitimate questions, Austin. Like legit. Like, do you think that? Like I got a question the other day in my chat. Somebody went, "Do you think that as people get older that they should switch to a main AR?" And I was like, "What?" I was like, "What is that? What type of question is that?" I don't know. Like I just like what? No. Like Lamar's in the chat. How old is Lamar? And he's a fantastic like player. He's
24.
Oh, I thought he was like my age. I thought he was like 26.
No, he's younger.
Oh.
Either way, 24.
Either way, I don't think it matters as much as people say. I made a video on that.
Lamar's just ancient in the gaming world, bro. He's been forever. Just to think if World War II never dropped,
24.
Lamar might not be your roommate right now.
Oh my God. World War II was his game, bro.
Nah, he was nasty at that game.
Bro, did you see the memes of him where he's got like the picture where he's rubbing his hands together and someone was like, when I see Captain Wall? I think it was Sheen tweeted
I saw that.
I was dying, bro.
I was crying. Dude, I tweeted the Lamar thing. I was like, I've never seen him smile in a picture. And I've seen 3 pictures of him smiling since then dropped on the timeline. So it's great. Great news right there. Lamar's happy, bro.
Speaking of Lamar, since you're his roommate, I don't know if you guys saw this, but I don't know what happened, but Sensor and Accuracy got into a little fight. Did Lamar say anything to you about this?
Of course.
Wait, they got no fight
anything
about
that,
what?
anything that you could say publicly.
I don't want to put people on blast here, but
Whatever Lamar puts in chat, bro. Wait, what did they get in an argument about? What was public?
Nah, so I'll tell the story. I'll tell the story of what happened. Even though I don't know if it's fully public, but this is not that big of a deal, so I'll tell it. This is only a recent time. In the past, I don't know if their beef or whatever, if it was there or not. It wasn't spoken if it was. I know there was the problems like Doug's dad or whatever, and like the New York Subliners team. Like there was definitely some issues there. But recently, Doug was in the AM chat. I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of people in the AM chat where they get scrims and stuff like that. And Paul X got an offer for a team, right?
It was a 2-week contract, is what I heard.
Yeah, it was a 2-week contract. But Doug, I think, mentioned something in the chat and was like, "Yo, like." It's got to be for a team with a weak AR or someone said that. And then Doug was like, oh, so Minnesota for accuracy or something like that.
Oh,
and then,
shit.
And then so, of course,
doesn't help him at all, man.
Like, I'm pretty sure Brian Saint's in the chat and he just instantly was like, yo, like, what the fuck? And so Lamar tweeted at him. So now if there was unspoken beef, it's out there. It's spoken. It's on the timeline.
Well, one thing is like, I almost look at that as, shout out Doug. He's a cool dude. You need something from Doug, he'll do it for you, right? Like I've asked Doug for favors, done it for me instantly. But I'm not hating on the guy. But the thing is just like, this might almost be what he wanted to start like a little beef, right? Because he knows Lamar's like the guy who's going to get triggered by it. He knows Lamar is going to get pissed. He knows he's going to say something. So I look at it as like Doug's just trying to get in the loop, like get in the talks, right? Again, I don't know. That's the way I
think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious. Like, I love that stuff. Like, I think COD is missing. Like, I feel like as time has gone on, we've gotten a little like less shit talky. You know what I mean?
Sure,
like,
but
I'm down for that too, as long as you can prove at some point what you're saying.
And you can
Doug's
back
not
it
going to
up.
be in a position to play Lamar. Like, he's never going to be in a position
Lamar
to
won a
back it up.
championship
That's
last year.
true.
Everybody likes Lamar. He's unanimously liked by the pro scene for the most part and respected. And nobody thinks Lamar is an ass AR. So for him to say that is just like completely just random. And I don't know. I just find that like he's just trying to get in the talks of the community a little bit. That's the way I see it.
Yeah.
I played with Lamar a lot in like the jetpack days, or was around him a lot. And I just know that back then people used to talk down about Lamar constantly. Like, he was seen as like a dirt AR basically. Yeah,
he was.
And he wasn't. It just, you have to get your break, right? You have to get that position where you're actually playing with players that can help you succeed, especially as a main AR. Like, Austin, you should know this. That's why you always want godlike subs around you. You can do what you can do. I mean, no, it's not a bad thing.
You need good players to win.
It's not a knock. You need it. Like, what are you going to do if their subs are getting toasted? You're not about to 4-piece them when they're in your face. It's impossible. So he just got better teammates and was able to prove, like, he picked up Kenny. Well, that's a good teammate, and he proved that he was good.
I just think Lamar, like back in the day, I thought he was buns because he just talked shit, but his teams like never won matches, and then he won like back-to-back chips, and I was like, oh shit, this guy's actually really good. Because Lamar's always been the same guy. He's always been the same guy. He's always talked shit. Like maybe not as much now, but he wasn't winning back then, so I think that's why people are like,
I can kind of respect that though. Like, just confidence, you know what I mean? Like, no matter if he's winning or not, he's still confident in himself, still like dishing the shit talk. But like,
in hindsight, but back in the day when you get smoked or not smoked, when you hear a guy like accuracy talking shit. You're like, what the fuck? This
Oh
guy's
yeah,
team
yeah,
sucks.
yeah,
And you're like,
yeah.
fuck this guy. But
No,
now it's
100%.
just like that's
Some-
what we want.
Someone in the chat says he's a lower tier AR in the league. I don't agree with this. I mean, I think
don't
that there's
either.
3 top tier ARs, and that's. I mean, I don't care what people might get upset. It's you, Austin, Arcides, and
Yep.
Octane. That's my opinion. I don't know if that's considered facts by the rest of the league. I really don't know. But then I'd put Lamar in the next tier with like Skies and Formal or whatever. That's just my opinion. I don't.
Yeah, but
think
what's
that
like
he's
the
as low tier as people
criteria,
say.
you know? Because Lamar's an excellent search and destroy player and a great leader. So like, you know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
it's just like pick your poison, like what you want on your team. Like he's gonna do your job. Like you can win with Slasher, you can win with Lamar, you can win with, you know what I mean? Like any of the, you just got to get a good AR that you can win with. There's a reason that, you know, there's 12 teams and there's, you know, like 8, 9 super solid ARs, and all those guys can win a chip with the right players around them. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. I think
No,
the AR
I would
role is
say
just discipline. Go ahead, Austin.
I would say he's 100% in the top half right now,
Yeah, I
for
agree.
sure. And I think his team is in the top half too. Like, I mean, the thing is it takes a team. Like, your team helps, like, you make your teammates look better, and they help make you look better too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it comes down to, like, you need to have a good team at the end of the day to
Yeah.
look really good. And I would say he's for sure in the top half right now,
Yeah.
easily.
Speaking of like the top half of players, are there any players that you'd be comfortable saying that are looking pretty good in this game outside of your teammates? Like playing against them, like, wow, they have a big improvement, or they're just, wow, that guy's nasty.
Good players. I mean, obviously, like the Dallas guys are really. I think Ender is really good in this game right now. You know, Simpson, Abezies, all those guys are obviously good optic players. Outside of that, from scrims, Florida, I think Skies and Awakening have been good. I think Josiah has also been a lot better this year than he was last year. I think people are going to realize, like, the flack they were getting him last year was a little. I mean, obviously, might have been deserved at the time. Their team was not good, but Josiah's a good player, man. Like, he's a winner. You know, he's been, I think, in like the past 6 years or whatever, there was some stat like outside of the Optic Dynasty team, he had the highest average placing.
Like top 4 all the time, dude.
Yeah, like
And
he's a winner, dude. Like, he knows what it takes. He's been on multiple different good teams, and he's a good role player. He helps people around him, and, you know, has good teamwork, all that. So, like, I think people are going to be surprised by him this season.
Well, that's good for him. I know that last year was tough for everybody on that squad. So if he comes out, you know, with a W, that'd be nice. You
On
know,
the other side of that, sorry.
I was just gonna say, because the chat was asking, we never got to the bottom of the Diamond Con question.
I forgot about that.
Have you played against him?
I played against him a couple times. I feel like it's hard for me to judge him so far. I think he's more of like a main AR player, so I think it's gonna be a little weird with him and Clay on the team. But the meta right now, you can kind of force 2 ARs on a lot of maps. Obviously, like your Moscow and Checkmate, you run 2 ARs at least. But like the Crossroads and Garrisons, teams have been experimenting 3 subs, so it's going to be interesting on those maps. But I mean, they might be able to make 2 ARs work. I'm not sure. From what I can tell, he seems solid. I think I just need to see him more, and obviously see him in a match.
You think the game will evolve into like 3 subs eventually? As it stands
Maybe not
now?
on like your Moscow map, but I think like the smaller map, like we've been running 3 subs on the smaller maps. I think it happens every year. Like, I feel like every year we get a new COD game, at the beginning people are like, oh, ARs are so good, like they're so OP. And that's because the sub players, or just everyone in general, don't know what we're doing. They don't know the routes where people are spawning. As you learn, that speed matters. Like, being faster around the map matters significantly. And it's always happened. Like, even like probably like a game like IW, like we were probably running like multiple ARs, and then at the end, like, it was K bars and subs and maybe 1 MB4. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
the ERAD became a necessity at
The
that.
ERAD was, yeah.
Or Black Ops 3, remember how good the VMPs were at the end?
Oh, yeah,
like,
we were running 3 on like half the maps at least. So, like, once you learn the game, man, the sub is I've always said it, like, the subs tend to be the best classes because you're faster, you have a good gun, and you usually have like extra utility. Like, in this game, you always have flak tack right now,
so
which can really help you. Yeah.
So do you find it to be like something that you can gain an edge on, like if you guys just start running 3 subs now consistently and make that your play style, or are you just kind of going with like what everybody's running?
On the smaller maps, I think it definitely helps us. On like a map like Checkmate or Moscow, I'm not sure yet. I think 2 ARs is probably good. But I mean, I kind of like that, and I think it's been like that in the past. Like half the maps were usually 3 subs, and half the maps were 2 ARs. You know,
Yeah.
that's where that flex roll came in. So I kind of like that meta. But we'll have to see how the game develops, and I'm sure there'll probably be a weapon patch eventually that shakes things up a
One
little
more
bit.
question about meta that I wanted to ask about like M4. Do you think that there's going to be a place for that on consistently on maps?
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
Right now, the M4 it potentially is the best gun. I think the M4 Krig and sub are all being used.
I get like when I play it and stuff, I get gunned when I use M4 by Krig and stuff. But I saw somebody tweeting like on the 60 hertz servers, whatever it is, whatever the better servers are, like it's just going to be dominant. And
it's definitely really good.
Has there been any access to those servers yet for you guys?
We've played on them once. I think a few other teams have played on them. It's pretty much the same thing from what I can tell as last year. I think they're in the early stages right now, and they're working through things because when we were playing on them, we were submitting feedback and stuff like that consistently. So I think they're gearing up and getting things ready, and that's kind of what this weekend is for too, right? Like obviously we're going hard and trying to win our matches, but it's about like making sure the broadcast runs, making sure the servers are good, and like all this, the scan and repair is not a problem, like all those sorts of things.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. That's true.
I get freaking gunned by the Krig when I use the M4. I can't believe you said that. It's crazy.
Bro, the M4 trust. The M4 is good.
I was using it for a day or two, and I felt nasty. And then I started using the Krig, and I was like, damn,
it's weird, bro. This meta right now almost reminds me of Boss 4. Like the Krig is kind of like your ICR. M4 is kind of like your Maddox. Like it's way better against like the subs. Like it can still kill a Krig long range.
Nah, bro, this is like World War II, bro. The bar meta.
Or that too, yeah, that too.
Yeah,
that's fair. Yeah.
But like the M4 too, at the same time, it's so good, but you have to play like a burger with it. Like you can't jump shot. Like you're literally standing still. No, really though. Like the Krig, you can get a little. Like you can get mixy. Like you can jump around, slide around. Like you can have some finesse with it. But the M4, bro, you are a burger on the map. But it kills quick.
It'll be interesting the decisions players make.
Yeah, are you using mostly the Krig as like the main AR since you said it was like the NV4 or whatever it might be?
I've actually been running the M4 a lot. Ken likes the Krig.
Can't you get away with like running like just an M4 and 374Us on Crossroads, you think?
Yeah, we've done that before.
Do you like well, I'm getting into your strats, I guess. But
not too much. I mean, people have played us, so they know like obviously that we do that. I mean, I haven't really fully figured out what I like better. I've messed around with the Krig and the M4 a lot. I don't know which one suits our team better for like me running. I think it's like super situational. So it's like super map dependent. Like hills, like the Krig is better on this hill. Or the Krig's better on Moscow. You know what I mean? But like Garrison, the M4 is better. I think it kind of just depends on who we're playing and what our objective is for like what gun's better. They're both very usable in every situation. It just kind of depends on what you're trying to do.
Okay. I wanted to maybe do predictions for each of the matches outside of your match for you.
Okay.
If you guys are down for that. Let me throw my cat out of the room. But the first match is Dallas Empire versus New York Subliners. We'll start with John, then we'll go to Austin.
I'm gonna go with Dallas 3-0. I just feel like New York just got a new player, right? And even if he's really talented, they're gonna be lacking practice. And Dallas is obviously Dallas.
Yeah.
So I would just go Dallas 3-0.
I would have to agree. I think from my scrims, I think Dallas is probably the number 1 team right now. Or like at least in that conversation, they've been really good. I think they got a good like squad. They're on the same page with what they want to do. I think New York is kind of an unfortunate situation, but I don't know if they make it close. Like you never know. Clay playing his old team, like just got dropped. Like
true.
Hopefully they can make it interesting. That would be fun, but I feel like Dallas is the stronger team.
I mean, the big
question about this kickoff weekend. Sorry, before you continue. Do these wins do anything for you guys?
No.
Like, okay, no. Okay, I was just asking that because I don't know how teams are going to play Search and Destroy in this. If they're going to take it 100% serious as practice, or they're just not going to show stuff. Or I'm not really sure.
I've talked to Lamar a lot about this. So the matches obviously are for no points, no money, no nothing. But I think people are going to be going really hard and like trying to win. Like it is a real match for like money or something like that because these early matches, like it kind of depends on your team, right? Like some people are like super like momentum based, or like if you start off with an L, like it's just bad for the team morale. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like stuff like that. So they're gonna be going hard. Like we're gonna be going hard trying to win our match. Like we want to win. Like winning is important. If we don't, obviously it's like it's a learning process, and like it's not the end of the world. We'll move on. Like the real matches matter in 2 weeks, but everyone's gonna be trying to win their match. And to say they're not trying, like maybe they'll hold back some S&D. Like I have done that in the past before. I haven't decided what I want to do yet. But
How
at
much
the
are
end
you
of the
really
day,
going to learn from this in search? You know, like it's like the first search
yeah.
we're seeing these guys play, you know, so it's only so much like, research you can really take from it depending on how the map goes. So I don't know. I mean, I think that's like this is like a big time to test stuff, right? To see
Yeah.
what works in search and stuff. You know,
Well, it's
outside of
also too
search
just
tournaments.
like it's seeing how your team plays in a match.
Yeah.
Like that's an important thing for me. I'm super hyped that we get to play a match without like it matters, like I said, but it doesn't matter. So I get to see like, okay, do our comms become super frantic? Do we play different in certain situations? Like we get to address it right away. Because I've had that before. Like my 100T team, when we first picked up Preston, we're really good. But when we played in the league matches, we started calling out like super frantic, like we were trying too hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like and it like kind of made it like when you call it frantic, like people are playing too fast, forgetting like what the plan is and all that. And so we were able to like address it right away. And then the next event, London, we weren't calling out frantic. We were doing what we were supposed to be doing, and we won the event.
Yeah, it's the first
Like
time you get an opportunity to play a big match, right? And it's for nothing, so there's nothing to really lose from it, only things to gain. So you're right.
yeah,
Like
it's all a learning process.
it's a great way to look at it, honestly. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go with you guys on that. I think Empire win 3-0. I think obviously the big variable there is search and destroy, but you know, with the chemistry that Empire had and the players they have in their team, that's just I don't think it's been enough time for New York, especially with the situation they're going through at the moment. I'm gonna go with Dallas as well. But on to the next one: Gorillas versus Surge. John, kick it off.
I'm gonna go with the Surge 3-1. I really have no reasoning behind this. I just feel like I look on paper and I haven't seen them scrim, right? I don't think either of these teams stream scrims. I know that Seattle was struggling, but LAG, I don't know. Whatever. I'm just gonna go with Seattle 3-1. Assume that between Octane and Pierce, Gunless, they'll figure it out.
I'm gonna go Gorillas 3-2. Actually, from what I've heard from Surge is that they've been pretty weak right now. I think that they'll get better as time goes on. I haven't seen them though, so I don't know. But this is what I'm hearing from people, from sources that I trust. So, and I've seen a little bit of Gorillas early on, and then I've seen them grinding search and destroy tournaments and stuff together. So, for that reason, I'm just gonna go Gorillas. That's really just like I'm just picking that out of a hat, right? So
Yeah.
I don't have any true info. We won't know until we watch these guys play. But I'm gonna go gut Gorillas at the moment.
I think this one's kind of a coin toss. I think whoever wins is probably gonna win in game 5.
Yeah.
From what I can tell, I feel like the Gorillas might be more prepared, and like what they're. I don't know if they're the best team right now, but I feel like they have definitely like gone over certain things, and they like have certain setups like they try to do and stuff like that. So I feel like they might be more prepared in S&D, which what like makes me want to
What it
lean
could come
towards
down
them.
to, right? Is search.
Yeah, exactly. But like then again, like you could look at like Octane and Gunless and like, well, if they just take over a certain map, they could just beat that team.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's gonna be game 5 either way. I'm
Yep.
gonna lean towards Gorillas just because I feel like they'll be more prepared in S&D. But it's a coin flip.
Yeah. That could be a really big match, you know, for the Surge, right? Like if they come
It
out
is.
and like a couple of guys like Gunless just goes off or something and they win like a big 3-0, that could do wonders for that squad.
It is. In my opinion, that's a
like-
huge match.
I think because of what Awesome was just talking about, I feel like if they're struggling like people are saying they're struggling in scrims, that's not a match that they want to lose, right? Because there's just like LAG, there's so many better teams in the league. You don't want to start out with a loss to that team, especially if it doesn't go right. If it goes game 5 and you lose on stupid little stuff, it should be okay. But if you get like annihilated in the respawns, it could be horrible for a team like that, I think, emotionally.
One thing, just like looking at this page and thinking of the rosters that I'm constantly reminding myself of is like, there's literally like every team has good players on it, man. You know, Like there's
Oh
just
yeah.
like the level of competition going to 4v4 with only 12 teams is so high. It's every match is going to be awesome. Like sometimes, you look at the schedule and you're like, oh, that's a burger match, but like there's like no burger matches. And that obviously could change as time goes on if some team starts underperforming. But like from a season overview, it looks freaking awesome right now. But all right, next match. Atlanta FaZe versus Florida Mutineers. Yeah, so when I immediately look at this, I would just think FaZe, but what people are saying about Mutineers is they're dope at this game. So I'd love for you to weigh in on this one, Austin.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Mutineers have been pretty good. I think it's a little. So when they first had Havoc at the beginning, especially, I think they were a top like 4 team, hands down,
Yeah.
like easily. Then I think they started to fall off a little bit, and then that change happened where they brought in Neptune. I haven't really got a chance to play them too much with Nep, but like assuming he fits into their system and like they play well, I think the series could be close.
He a sub player, right?
Yeah.
Cracked
I'm gonna
out.
still take FaZe, but I would not be surprised if Florida makes it close or wins.
Okay. Yeah, because they were always nasty at search. Sorry, John. Like that could be where they win.
They have traditionally good search players on their team. Well, I don't know about Josiah, but he's apparently he's been really good at this game. I didn't mean that as a knock to Jerry. I think Jerry's been really good, just like you guys were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think I'm gonna go with Florida 3-2 though. I feel like Florida is always surprising people, catching people off guard. They just have a really good team, and apparently Big Wake's nasty at this game.
Yeah, he was a beast last year, bro, and he was like one of those kids that was nasty. That it never even came into discussion, like, is he like a one-hit wonder? Because from the eye test, like you could tell, like he knew what was going on. His like anticipation was on point, and he wasn't like cheesing, the game, like running like a gun that was cheesy for the game. Like he was just literally Mr. Do It All for the squad. So I don't know him personally, but his gameplay speaks for itself. I think he's nasty. And Skies was a beast last year too, and apparently he's just kept it up this year. So I think that's going to be a really good game. That's the last game for Saturday too, so that's lit. Let's see what we got next. Royal Ravens versus Paris Legion. Question mark for me. But John, you kick this one off.
Well, I saw that Zero today said that he's in England or Europe or wherever the hell he is. So, yeah, he's still overseas. I don't know if he's going to be here. So, I mean, if he's not here, it's just simple for me to go with Paris.
Yeah, for sure.
For that reason alone. But I do think that Paris did a really good job in the offseason and built a surprisingly strong team, right? So
fire, dude, that kid, man.
Yeah. I don't know. Have you scrimmed them, Austin? Have they been
Paris?
Yeah.
I haven't played them in weeks, so I don't know too well. I also haven't played London either. So this one's kind of a toss-up for me. I would assume, like, let's say Trey can play. Like, I'm probably going Paris or London. But it's something about teams, man, when you get, like, it's kind of like throwing not like you threw scraps together, not the player, like just like scraps.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like the players that were kind of left out, like
where they're stronger than people think.
Yeah, like they're fighting for like their lives at this point. You know what I mean? Like basically, like they're going into every day of practice, like we're gonna get better. We're gonna fucking prove people wrong. And there's something about when you have teams like that they always usually overperform to their standards.
I've been on those teams. That happens sometimes. Yeah. You just start playing well, and then it's like, or it's just like the teams that I've been on that are like that. You can't beat the top teams, but the middle of the pack teams, you just feel so confident against them. Like this guy got a spot and I almost didn't. It's just kind of that extra edge that you have. But one thing I did notice about like Paris, at least on social media and stuff that I liked, is like Fire really coming into the role of being like the new guy on the block and being like, dude, I'm learning from Classic and these guys. Like, bro, this is the play. Like he's just getting super hyped and shit. So I think that's or tweeting about his teammates saying like he's just hyped about it. So that shit's dope. I don't know. That's a question mark for me. If Trey was here, I'd go Royal Ravens, but learning that just now, I'm gonna go Paris. Because being in Europe playing on a NA server, you're just gonna get clapped, bro.
That's tough.
Yeah,
like, you're just gonna get clapped, bro. All right, next match: Toronto Ultra versus Minnesota Rocker. Austin, you go first in this one.
I think both teams are actually pretty good. I think they're at least middle of the pack teams. I think this is gonna be a close match, but I'm gonna lean towards Minnesota probably because I feel like Toronto had a period there where a lot of their players went back to like Europe.
Yeah.
So they missed out on a lot of practice.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm rooming with Lamar, so I know they've been going hard as fuck. Like they've been playing every day, going to Ravad and stuff like that. And I played against both teams. They're both, like I said, pretty good, at least middle of the pack, if not better.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna lean Minnesota, but I'm gonna say like 3-2.
Okay.
Close.
John?
I'm gonna go 3-1 Minnesota. For a lot of those same reasons. I just feel like if you miss weeks of practice early in the game before tournament matches actually have happened, they're just gonna put you at a giant disadvantage. So I'm gonna go with Minnesota. I just think that they have a strong core and they should be able to win this match.
Yeah, so there's like I mean, obviously there's advantages on like both sides, like Toronto Ultra have that chem from like year one and stuff, and like already knowing how that they perform in a high pressure match or like an actual match. So that's a little bit to their side. And then Minnesota Rocker having had more practice. It's a tough one to call for me. I see somebody in the chat saying this might be the series of the tournament, and it very well could be. Like,
I'd agree.
I watched Zinni came here and scrimmed for my setup for a bit, and I was watching them play, and they were really impressive. Like, I like the way they play the game, and like Cammy and Kleenex are both like nasty, bro. So
yeah,
I think it'll be super close. I think it'll go game 5. I'm gonna give it to Ultra. I'm gonna give them the match. I'm gonna give it to Ultra. I think that they'll take it, but we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if it went the other way as well. I think it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
All right. All right. And obviously you don't want to weigh in on this one, but me and John will. Optic Chicago versus LA Thieves. From what I've heard is Optic has been, what Envoy said last podcast is they've been scrimming a lot of search and they've been playing a lot of AM teams, and he thinks that it's the best way to practice.
I agree.
And I thought that it was an interesting take. I thought that that's good. So I think they're going to be like really prepared coming into it. I haven't seen you guys at all. So like, and I'm assuming you guys are nasty. So I don't know which way to go. I think I'm going to lean Optic right now just because I've been watching them play and they've had their way with a few teams from what I've seen. I watched them play, what was it, LAG, and they smoked them. I know that you guys just scrimmed. I didn't get a chance to see that, but I'm going to lean towards Optic for this one, 3-1.
The Optic just beat you guys in most of the maps in that scrim, right? So I'm gonna go with Optic
today.
Yeah. Saw you guys get thunderclapped
This
today.
is actually
so
the first day they did beat us, though. I've seen a lot of fans throwing out there that they beat us every time. That's false. Very false. But they did beat us today.
All right, well, so I mean, what have you done for me lately? So Optic's better right now.
That's fair.
So you guys got thunderclapped. I'm going with Brucey. He's gotta beat you guys. Like he just has to. You benched him.
Bruce is gonna come back, dude, and just absolutely slay. Yo, I can't wait for this to be clipped in a montage, bro, and just us just looking like idiots. No, but I think it'll be a sick match. And there's a reason it's like the prime time last match of the kickoff weekend for the 1-year anniversary. It's Optic versus 100 Thieves or LA Thieves, excuse me. H-Shot versus Hex. You going up against those guys again, like you versus Formal and 4v4. It's just lit, bro. It's gonna be dope. And you like that's a match that both teams are gonna be going 1,000,000%, right? Because we don't know if we'll see this matchup again. You guys are going 100% now. That's
like
dope.
I said, people are gonna be going hard. Like I'm taking this as like a learning experience, so we're gonna go into it like it's a match that matters.
Yeah.
So we're playing that way, and so we can address issues that may arise. You know what I mean? Like if our comms get too frantic, like we can fix that right away before stuff actually matters.
What's dope is that like this match, when you look at all these matches, aside from like Mutineers phase, like this looks like a realistic like finals matchup that can happen, right now. So
yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It's just like, this might actually be like a finals matchup we're seeing right now. So this shit's gonna be lit for sure. What were you gonna say, John?
No, it's since we were talking about Optic Chicago, just a random quick thought. We don't have to go into it too much because I already know you prefer 44. But Dylan Envoy was on our last episode of the Codcast, and he said 5v5 CODs take more teamwork. Like he actually preferred them
hard disagreed with that one.
to this COD.
Takes more teamwork.
Takes more teamwork, and like just basically he thinks the games were better. Like the teams, like you needed to be a better team.
He thought it was like harder in this game. He thought it was like harder,
like harder CODs,
more
than
difficult.
These CODs.
I guess it's easier.
Thoughts?
That's a hard disagree. I think 5v5, like, especially MW, man. Like, I don't think there was obviously there was teamwork to it. Like, I'm not gonna say there was none, but like that game especially, like, you could just do you could make any play on the map and it could really work out. Like you can do that in 4v4 too if you win the gunfights, right? But like it was even more like amplified in that game. Like I feel like there was a lot of teamwork in Bops 4. Like I think Bops 4 was actually like super teamwork heavy because of like the 150 in stim. Like you had to trade kills, you had to wait for each other and stuff like that. But 4v4 is just like you have to be on the same page. The game slows down a little bit. Like kills still matter, but the way your team plays the game is so important.
Like how you respond to certain things on the map, right? It has to be consistent, exactly. Right? And when it's consistent in 4v4, you can like do a play and then it happens like every single map. And you're like, this is how we react to this play. If this goes wrong, this is why we lost this hill. Like in 5v5, I think what he's referring to are like situationally the little plays on the map where you have like a guy with you, okay, all right, yo, me and you, let's go here, let's push this and chow this guy, you know what I mean? Like, and it's not consistent because those situations don't arise on every single map. And yeah, that takes teamwork and stuff, but I don't know, it's just not the same as 4v4 when there's like a consistent response hill to hill on what you're supposed to do and where you're supposed to break it every time, and you know why it went wrong every time. Whereas in like 5v5, there's just that added element of flukiness.
It kind of also depends on how you define teamwork. Like, bro, in 4v4 S&D, like, we never used to just 4-hit something. Like, bro, in 5v5 S&D, you were legit.
AW, yeah, but that's not COD, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
that was Titanfall,
but that's
bro.
jetpacks. Like, World War II and stuff like that, like, you might go 3 to a site, but usually you weren't just, like, 4 running.
But that was like a play, like, that was like, yo, let's just fuck it. Let's 3-hit A on Ardennes, you know? Like,
exactly,
smoke it out, push it. Like, it was like, let's fight ourselves out of the trap.
I think it just depends on how you define teamwork. I just think 4v4, like, you can't argue that 4v4 is just, it's not only better to play, it's more consistent. It's like, it's
controllable.
It's way more controlled, and it's better to watch, dude. Like 5v5 watching it, bro, in MW, like I would get lost sometimes watching, and I'm a pro player.
Dude, it was crazy.
You know what I mean?
Bro.
Like, imagine the average person sitting down, like just watching it, like, I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, I mean, your role is like, there's so many different things. I wish we would have expanded on our talk with him about it, but like your role is more defined in 4v4. So like, you know what you're supposed to do, like the mini map, like filling in certain gaps. Like, it's just so much easier, bro, to be like impactful and know what to do on a team. And like, yeah, that might be individually like easier to figure out as a player, but teamwork wise, like I feel like you can form a way better play style and formula to win.
He had to be only talking about Bops 4. Because Bops 4, I will give it to him, did require a lot of teamwork.
But you know what game took a lot of teamwork, dude?
I wonder if anyone's going to agree with him, if any other pros are going to come in and agree with him on the 5v5 pick.
You know what game actually took a lot of teamwork, bro? IW, man. I think that game took a hell of teamwork,
IW, bro, I gave that game a lot of crap on Twitter all year long. If anyone remembers, I was roasting the fuck out of that game all year long.
It did.
But I will give it to him at the end. It was not that bad.
It was a
when
good
the spawns got updated, when the meta changed, and it was like, you know, 1v4, a K-bar, and like 2 ERADs, or, you know, something like that. The game was not that bad at the end.
Not at all, dude.
To what we had at the beginning.
It was like, go ahead.
And I was just say I was on record the whole time saying that game was better than AW, and people were calling me
crazy.
I would agree.
I thought AW was a terrible COD. Like,
dude,
literally no thought process whatsoever. You never even had to play. You literally didn't have to play with your teammates.
Yeah.
You just show up to the tournament and be like, all right, hit your shots.
We
didn't play. My team didn't play.
Wait, let me tell you guys something hilarious, dude. So the worst team that I've been on in my career, and you know, it wasn't anybody's fault, we were just asked, was the TK team I was on in AW, right? Like when my NB team failed or whatever. We got thunderclapped like 4 tournaments in a row, like 12th, 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 8th, whatever, right? And this was when we like had like the back-to-back like London like Gfinity events or whatever. And I remember we went to one and we got 12th for like the 4th time or whatever. We were like, dude, fuck this. Let's not stress and argue. Let's literally not scrim for 3 weeks. We didn't scrim for 3 weeks. We went to the next tournament. It was UMG Ontario or a Cali or a UMG event. We got top 6, our best placing as a team outside of X Games. And we were like, there's no fucking way. We just actually didn't scrim for 2 weeks and got top 6. That's true story. A true story. We didn't scrim one time for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, well,
to this day, sorry, just to finish the statement. To this day, whenever somebody says AW was a good COD, I just think back to that and I go, it was not a good COD.
Bro, my freaking AW team at the end, I was in school in a class called mechatronics. I was in lab probably 12 hours a day. Like, no joke. We did not scrim the game. and we showed up to Worlds, easily got second, easily, and beat Optic on Retreat Hardpoint game 1. We all dropped 40, all 4 of us.
Wow.
Like, bro, nobody had beaten Optic on Retreat. I don't think anyone beat them on
Yeah,
that
they
map
were
besides
nasty
maybe
at that
FaZe.
map.
Yeah,
They were
dominant.
so good at that map, and we beat them. We didn't scrim the game. Like, no joke. We were not playing. I just showed up to the event. I was like, guys, I'm sorry. I can't play. Like, I wish I could. I was like, we could just show up and see what happens. Like, and we got second.
What
like,
I
with
chalk it
ease.
up to, bro,
Don't
is
worry,
like
baby. Just don't get ish.
yeah, don't get issues. What I chalk it up to though, for me and the team that I was on, was like, dude, we just had to forget how to play COD. So like when we got on, like we just played whatever and just child shit, and then we ended up placing way better, bro. I was like,
Oh
dude,
wait, like Optic won what was it? The first European the Gfinity when someone couldn't go. I can't remember
Enable
which.
went and Karma couldn't go.
Yeah, like no practice whatsoever. Won both events. Like
Yeah,
the fact that you don't have to practice and people say it's fun. All right, fine. It was fun to like shoot. It was fun. It was fun to shoot, but the game itself just did not play out well to me. It just didn't. Like there's no strategy whatsoever. I don't know.
I
S&D
just
was the
didn't
worst
like
S&D that we've ever had, where you just literally run
yeah,
together.
bro.
Like come on,
Snipers were godlike in that game, bro.
Dude. At one point, everyone was running overkill snipers.
Yeah, everyone.
All 8 people on the map.
I don't know, man. There was just certain people like that you would shoot at, and they would just dash away from you. You had no chance. Like, dude, I literally don't think I won a gunfight against Hook for an entire year. We would play him and be like, run away.
Like Optic and FaZe, obviously the 2 like most popular brands in COD, and there was a consistent rivalry where both of those teams were winning events like the entire year.
Yeah.
And so like looking back, the fans obviously loved watching their favorite teams win. And so looking back, like they have this like, I mean, from my opinion, it's delusional, but like from their opinion, that game was like just incredible to watch. Maybe
because
it was
their favorite
really
players were
it makes sense.
godlike, bro.
That was the best year. So Black Ops 3, to anyone with like a brain, was by far the best jetpack game.
Yeah,
like, I don't know how you even argue.
One of the
that.
best games.
But the actual Black Ops 3 season was the worst
Was not
of
good,
the entire 3 years. AW season was amazing. Can you imagine? Like, holy crap. There were so many tournaments. Like, it felt like every 2 to 3 weeks was a tournament. Yeah, well, that was my worst game ever. Like 800 tournaments. But yeah, like you said, it just watching. If you're an Optic fan, how do you not love that year? Like they were amazing at that game.
Dude, AW aged years to my life, dude. Probably yours too, John. Oh my god, dude. I was like questioning myself like the other year. I was like, dude, how'd I go from being like on the best team or one of the best teams to this shit?
You're like trying to, especially coming from Ghost, where there's like strategy, there's smokes, strong arm stuns. Like there's a whole bunch of stuff you could actually do in Ghost, especially in S&D.
Yeah.
To going to AW was like
180, dude. Dude, COD has these just spastic 180 flips in gameplay from year to year. It's so wild, man. Like it'd be awesome to have like something consistent, because I think it is awesome that we have a new game every year. It just adds an element of hype, but it'd be awesome to have like some consistency to it from game to game, I guess.
Yeah.
So I hope we can like get maps or something. That's another talk for another day. I saw something in the chat earlier about GAs, and I actually have a great question for you guys. If we rewound time, what is something that was allowed in a previous COD in the modern era that would be GA'd now in our current community?
Strong arm stuns.
You think so? Those were sick, dude.
Yeah.
Dude,
you could smoke this out from spawn.
Oh yeah.
I would say
like, I don't know.
Maybe I could maybe see that one going, but like the smokes in that game, I feel like weren't as crazy as they are nowadays.
They're just insane. The smokes in this game
they were good.
Ridiculous.
They were good,
bro.
but like, did you ever run through a smoke and like use it to camera people in that game?
No, you would run through smokes just to hide, bro.
Yeah, like you would plant the bomb under them, or smoke the cross. Like Octane, you were smoking the cross. Like you weren't using it to camera entry. You know what I mean? Like it's just completely different now.
I think that the gameplay is just different also. So say there was advanced movement in Ghosts, you probably could camera through those things.
Oh yeah, maybe.
So you probably could slide cancel through it. That just wasn't a thing.
Oh, Afterburner. That'd be GA'd 100%. I just thought about
maybe.
that.
Maybe. The one thing I would say is probably the Shiva. Even though that was like a soft GA.
Yeah, it was soft GA. But because we agreed to ban it and ban protect. But what was the...
most of the time.
I'm trying to think of like the difference between nowadays and then was, even though we knew things were kind of broken, they always made it to a tournament, I think, before it was GA'd, if that makes sense. So like everyone knew like Cat 40s were broken, but they got to at least they got to a tournament. Dual
Yeah.
B230Rs were used at Rambo was running around not even using his gun
Yeah.
at champs. Like,
Cap
I think
40
that
is crazy.
nowadays things are just like, you guys are just like, no, it's not happening, or we're using
Yeah.
this, and it never reaches a tournament.
Well, I mean, you got to think
Sentries
about
and
too,
Black Ops
like
2 for how long? Most of the game.
GAs didn't start until I would say AW.
No,
I think
Black
that
Ops
was-
3 we had GAs. We had soft GAs.
No, Black
AW
Ops
was before
2,
that, though.
Black Ops 2 we had GAs. It
Yeah,
just
we had
took
GAs in Black Ops 2
time.
too.
But they actually got banned.
No, but Black Ops
Um,
3 things didn't get banned. We had GAs. Like we agreed
No,
to.
AW was before that. though.
AW's before that though.
Oh, okay.
So like, hey, you remember the beginning of AW? This is why GAs came about. I remember because I was like, Pat was the one like leading the charge. I'm pretty sure. We played, no joke, a losers finals where every single life you had a cloak. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
There was stim and invisibility
Them and Cloak.
and hover and AW.
You remember arguing with Rambo about that?
Rambo
man.
Ray said that they were good and competitive.
bro.
He's like, tell
what's
me
good
why
with you,
Stim's
dog?"
bad. Tell me why Stim's bad.
Dude, stim was invisibility. I played against Rick, Haggy, Legal, and Lace, I think, in losers finals, and they didn't agree to it. This is when GAs first came about. We played a losers finals in AW where every life you were invisible.
Spheres. It's 100% Fears.
Wow.
Oh, it's Fears probably.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Fears,
crazy.
maybe not Lace.
Camo was brolic in that game, bro. Even the
Bro,
character was hard to
that's when
shoot.
GA started because we were like, bro, what are we playing?
Or in
And this is
IW.
before specials is even a thing in COD. Like, we've never seen invisibility, kinetic, heat wave, like nothing like that. And so we're like, dude, we got it. Like, there's no way the devs are trying to make this play with invisibility every life. Like,
Yeah.
no shot.
So like, yeah, there's certain things like IW camo. This guy in the chat says that would have been GA'd instantly. Even that character was just OP to shoot.
I don't think so.
I don't think so
would've
either.
been.
I don't
I
think
think
so
it would've
either.
been,
Not after Black Ops 3. Like
The
the
reason
Bro, that
why
character
too-
was hard as hell to shoot, bro. I don't know.
the back shield was just ridiculous.
The
It's
back shield
thing
maybe,
ever.
but like the invisibility.
do
So the
anything with
reason
it.
why I don't think it would is because, well, first off, most of the people playing back then are still playing, or at least a decent amount. Like I was involved in the conversations then too, and bro, invisibility in those games you could play around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you knew when the guy had camo. You could pull out an EMP. You could stun. You could play a certain way to beat it. Same with heat wave. Like in S&D, when you knew a guy had heat wave,
Yeah,
you didn't
John.
full run at something.
You didn't.
You'd bait it out or
spread-
you'd do
spread out.
something.
Yeah,
Like,
you don't
there
just
was a
run
s-
it, John.
It
Exactly.
wasn't the worst thing ever. Those weren't too bad. Like
yeah.
I think Heatwave was the most abusive, but then when they put in the nerf where you could Heatwave your teammates, it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Before when you could just jump in with your team, that was the most broken crap ever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And there was always a way to track it. Like there's always a way to play around it. Like we had strats, like legit when we had heat wave and when they had heat wave, we'd run certain
That's
things.
true. I mean,
So,
all
like-
right. So what is one thing that would absolutely be GA though? Like stopping
Stuns.
power COD 4.
Stuns on AW.
Oh, stuns on AW. Yeah, I have a skip where I went
Yeah.
blind.
Yeah, those probably would be gone.
You can't do anything about it. Run a trophy. It doesn't work, dog.
Did you
Nah,
guys-
yeah, those yeah.
Did you guys ever see my IRL skit of getting stunned by JCap where I went blind on my
I probably
YouTube?
have at
It's
some
hilarious,
point.
bro. I walk in with a cane, he stuns me, and because Cap in Ghost and AW was different with stuns, dude.
The
Yeah,
Ghost
I was-
Vector, someone said that in chat. The Ghost Vector, that might be a good one.
Maybe,
Play with
but the
M
problem
cars
is
or M-
Dude had no gun.
that game didn't
Yeah,
have any
I
other
know.
gun.
No, but certain things. I think the I don't know. Would we have GA'd smokes in Ghost? Because people started running like two. Well, no.
You couldn't
No,
even get
hold on,
across
hold on.
maps.
In respawn, maybe because at the end of the game we started to use like 2 or 3 smokes and respawns, and it was really toxic.
So the reason why I would say no is because there was first off there was a thermal that you could flip to a red dot.
But incog
And if-
was like so regular.
So if you ran incog though, that took 3
You
points.
lost full-
and
yeah,
you didn't
stun
have,
nades.
yeah,
Yeah,
You didn't have so stun nades, and if you ran a trophy, you had it every life.
yeah.
Like it
you're
was a
right.
tactical, not like a whatever it is now, where it's on
Yeah.
a cooldown.
Where-
So there were ways to play around it. Like in respawn now, the reason why we get rid of smokes usually is because, well, obviously in this game there's one-way smokes and stuff like that, but there's no trophy system every life. Like on a hill, you might not have a trophy, and what do you do about that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's no way to play around it at that point. It's
Yeah.
just the smoke is landing.
Was there like, do you think going back to, if you think about like Black Ops 4, there's something that could have been done to the SOG? Because it was godlike, dude.
Dude, at the
Towards
end of the game,
We should.
Oh
I
my
feel
God,
like.
dummy.
Do you think there should have been, like, looking back at it? Do you think that maybe you guys should have done something about that? Because it was so OP, dude.
Bro, I don't know. See, I think okay, this is a question for you guys. Well, you guys are probably think the same way I do. I think the weapon metas in COD lately are backwards. I think the subs having strafe and the ARs being stuck in the mud with
The AR
quick
should
pull
have
up
the
times.
crazy strafe.
Yeah,
Yes, the AR
makes
should be able to
no
move left
sense
and
to me.
right and walk
It's like,
in to
why
break
are you
hills.
moving faster than me and then moving faster than me aimed in and
Dude,
then
it
Bro.
makes no sense.
Bro.
It makes no sense. When you shoot a Craig in this game, you are legit. Your concrete grew around your feet. You can't move.
Bro, back in
Like,
the
it's over.
day in Black Ops 2, the reason the meta was so good and dude, and Patty P, me and him have talked about this plenty of times because I agree. It just should be a sub should pull up instantly, right? Like a sub should be able to sprint around the map, pull up instantly, and fucking gun your shit instantly. Like you should be able to come, you should be able to come out of sprint with a sub. Because I remember in Black Ops 2 being able to just run into kitchen with a MSMC, pull my gun up and win the gunfight, right? And as an AR, I should be able to get to a position and straight fast, right? To be able to kill a guy. And like, I'm just thinking of raid, kill a guy and art doors and then strafe and look at water real quick and kill the next guy. Like you should be able to strafe to get out of gunfights. And that would create such a good meta, like dexterity on subs and just strafe speed on ARs. Like it creates that separation and it adds a major skill gap to ARs. Like not every AR is going to be able to strafe and win his gunfights consistently like that.
It makes it
like, you're
harder
gonna
to
get gunned
shoot, too.
It does make it harder to shoot.
Yeah.
The bullets don't all connect. The only thing that I would ask if they did that was to make the best guns in the game not absolute laser beams, because then that would be you can see how that would easily become OP. But like strafing burst guns, it was like that was a talent. Like there's a reason why people were winning those gunfights consistently. Like you have to
100%.
play it correctly. You have to be
We
positioned
used to
correctly
have
and all
battles.
That's
like AR battles on maps. Like as an example, both you guys ran ARs at times. You used to literally have like AR battles, like strafing left and right, and like you would out strafe him and gun his shit. But now if there's an AR in a heady watching his flank, if you try to, it's really difficult to gun that AR out of the position because you can't strafe out on your L trigger. You know what I mean? So like that to me is like a big thing COD's missing. So yeah, I totally agree with you, man.
It's so crazy because
with slides, like with aggressive slides.
Dude,
everywhere. Like
it's so crazy because I mean I've started playing in Bops too. I started playing Respawn and like just getting like into it. I learned about it at that point pretty much. And I remember back in the day, you used to go top art or top laundry every life pretty much with an AR.
Yeah.
And you would be in a strafe gunfight, and sometimes each player would shoot their full clip and not kill the other guy. Like legit, because you're strafing back and forth. In this game, if you go top art, I don't even go up there half the time because it's literally as soon as you go up there, whoever hits the first 5 bullets, that's it. It's out. Yeah, you just get beamed.
Like, you know what gunfight's different too now is the kitchen to art gunfight or to Zig gunfight, dude.
Yeah.
You know how like when you're going or kitchen like beat you there, bro. When you come from art now, you literally have no chance. Like because the guy just beat you there, you just get fucking smoked instantly. Before you used to be able to like strafe out and like gun him if you hit better shots. I don't know. I just think it's a missed opportunity. Yeah, it has it backwards. I don't know why it did that.
It is. It's legit backwards, and that's kind of the same thing with the SOG that you were talking about. So I don't know if we could have fixed it, but the SOG had a super strafe. It was obviously fast, everything like that, but the sub had a super strafe. It was really good, and then like the ICR was metal boots. You couldn't like pre-aim nothing. Like as soon as you aimed in, you can't move.
Yeah.
It's just weird now how like it's gone backwards from what I know and like what we know.
You know, it was different in packs because the ARs could just be vertical and like beam you across the map, so it didn't feel as crazy. You know, like when you had an NV4. Yeah. I don't know. So I think they maybe just like I don't know, change.
Even then in Black Ops 3, the AR strafed.
Yeah.
You know, you could do all that same stuff. The AR still strafed.
Did the
Definitely
NV4?
in AW, the AR strafed, even though you could just dash around. What's up?
Did the NV4 strafe like crazy? I don't think it did.
It had a decent strafe.
It had a decent, but that was like one of those games where there wasn't like cover, right? That's the one thing about IW maps. There wasn't cover, so you weren't really just strafing around. You mostly just
were like flying around.
You're like flying around.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That was a good discussion. Okay. So what else do I have up here to talk about? We have a few other things. So moving on. So I don't know if you saw this post, Austin, about where is it? It was okay. So Charlie Intel tweeted out. In an interview with Screen Rant, Johanna Ferries, head of leagues at Activision Blizzard, says that they're working to incorporate Warzone into their competitive plans, and more info is coming soon. Did you see this? 1 and 2, like what are your thoughts on that? Do you think we maybe lose a couple players to Warzone if they form it into like a league type situation, like Blast. I mean, he's the first one to really do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if we'll lose like maybe some of the players that like the fringe players like on the edge. Like I think Racine was obviously in Challengers. He's been like pro before. He's been like on that like teetering on the edge pretty much. So it was a good decision, like in his mind, a good decision to go streaming because I'm pretty sure streaming has been pretty big before.
He's doing well. He's playing
done
with the big guys.
He's done well in the Warzone. So I don't know though, man. Like I think it could be a good thing. Like if it helps somehow attract more eyes to like the CDL and stuff like that. Because obviously the Warzone scene is really big. I'm not the biggest fan of like the private match Warzone stuff. Like I think even today with the Twitch rivals,
a lot of hackers in it today, man.
Yeah, I mean even then, like even if there's no hackers, if you have a 100 pro lobby, everyone's camping until the final circle.
It's all Berthas.
I mean?
Let's say it. Let's keep
it's whack. It's whack.
It was
like,
all big Berthas today.
Oh, do you remember when H1Z1 was lit and they finally had a big tournament and it was like all the pro teams and everyone was watching it like on TV or something?
Oh yeah.
You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
you went to that.
Yeah, and then we watched it and we're like, damn, this shit's kind of trash. Like,
whack. It gets rid of the whole fun of the game.
Yeah.
You have competitive battle royale. The whole point is run around, kill average players.
Yeah.
As soon as you're trading in Warzone, it's
I
over.
think it could be kind of. I think it could be kind of cool. The private match thing. I mean, we've had cool private match Warzone things. Like if you think about last year when the pros would play it, obviously they were half serious. You know, some of them took it really serious, and it was really entertaining. And you know, towards the end, it became pretty sick. I just think like live watching a full game is a bit tough, but like if you speed up the game, because I play a lot of Warzone. If you speed up Warzone and you make the circles go a little bit faster, and you know you do something maybe to loadouts, make it only ground loot or something like that, I think it could be really sick, dude. I just think it needs a couple tweaks and some settings available in private match. I think it could be really sick. And I actually
come up with like a certain rule set too.
Yeah,
like to where kills matter.
Well,
something.
I think they usually do have that. The problem is you don't want to change it from what it is. Like, so that's you guys are already thinking like this super competitive mindset where it's like, all right, we got to fix this, fix that. But the whole point is to have it be the same thing that people get on and play.
No, not necessarily. No, not necessarily, because you can have a mini royale where the circle's a bit faster, and it could be all the same traditional things that you get in an actual Warzone. It's just a faster lobby with faster circles and being able to control the circles. So like competitively, whoever's the admin is just going to make sure that it doesn't end top dammer in like a really corny spot, right? And obviously the players don't know this, but they know that it's not going to end in a really corny spot. Just make it competitive, right? So it could still traditionally be like the same thing you're playing in a pub for the most part in terms of like the economics of the game of getting a loadout and dropping and grabbing bounties and shit like that. So I think it could be really cool. I don't think it sways it has to sway that much from pubs. I don't know.
I just see. I mean, whatever. It is what it is. I just think there would also always need to be less people on the map too. Like you said, the mini thing, but just it can't be 100 people running around like it was today.
Yeah, that's
made it so like people were just ending up laying in bushes more than half the time, just waiting. Yeah. Like, all right, this is not exhilarating.
Imagine like heats, right? Like imagine like 4 different heats of groups of players, and it's like trios or something, and you have like 30 players in a lobby in a 15-minute mini royale. Right, I think that'd be dope, personally. Oh, we'll see. I think we could lose some players to it, fringe players moving over.
Possible, yeah.
I thought it was interesting to talk about because that's the first time I heard of that.
I think we gotta wait for like more news to see what they're actually doing with it. Like, if there's like an actual big league, because I know like Hunter T signed like Tommy rated, like they have some Warzone players there, so they must be planning something, right?
Well, she said there are plans to bring Warzone to Call of Duty League, and we're excited to announce those plans in the coming weeks and months. We've been closely monitoring the introduction and wild popularity of Warzone since last spring. We did bring in Warzone-related content with our pros last season, but we've taken the offseason to think bigger and what a more structured investment could look like. So we could have 2 COD leagues, bro.
Yeah. I mean, it could be good. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if they bring in those big guys like Nick Merckx, Tim the Tap Man, stuff like that, just to get like... It's the CDL Warzone or something like that, but like maybe some of those viewers transfer over and then watch us. Like it could be a good thing.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't think it would be those big guys. So like, I don't think
it would either. But
it could be
depends
the
on what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably.
Anyways, all right, let's move on to the next topic. Let's see what we got. Really nothing much else. I saw the prize pool got broken down. Maybe give me a little bit of your thoughts on that. It looks like the majors are 200K for first. What's playoffs? What is it? Or champs?
2.5 or something.
Yeah, 2.5.
I think it's
prize
5
pool.
majors, right, for 500 each, and then
Yeah,
one for 2.5.
pretty dope, bro. I mean, last year, what did you get for winning? You got 12K each for winning last year.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm hyped about it. I think the way they're structuring it this year is definitely they're off to the right foot. Like every team is at every well, maybe not necessarily at the major. I don't know how it works. I think like actually wait, there are, right? 6 teams are in winners, 6 teams are losers. Okay, yeah. But like we play like in pools first. Like 6 teams in each pool.
Yeah,
and then you move on to the bracket of the major. So I kind of like the way they're doing that because last year it seemed like an okay idea at first, so you weren't making every team play like every weekend. But when we actually were there and you weren't at an event, it was just kind of weird.
Yeah, I agree.
It was okay with the original plan where everyone was flying it all the time. It like gave you a break, but online you guys didn't need a break. It just made it kind of corny. Like okay.
Exactly, yeah.
All right. And then lastly, I am so excited to say, after every episode talking about it, that ranked play is coming, baby. And whether that will be ruined by hackers or not, at least we'll have it. And that is litty, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go positive. Like the hackers are gonna be there. Get over it. I think most of the time you're not gonna be in a game with a hacker. They need anti-cheat. We know. Baby steps. Finally, I think are they doing preset classes or something like that? Maybe.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, I think
that's also good too. Just honestly.
So you don't have someone in like using RPGs and stuff in your ranked play.
yeah, exactly. For like the high level, whatever you elo or whatever it is that you get to, it won't matter. But for the lower level people, that gives them actual chance to play the game.
Yeah, hopefully it's like kind of like World War II, where when you were high enough rank, you got on and you could play like 8s.
Yeah.
Without actual 8s going on, like you just queue up and like, there's like 5 or 6 pros and then a few top AMs.
Yeah.
I think it'll be good. Yeah. So I mean, I'm all for it, man. Even with no anti-cheat, like obviously we all want that, but let's like 8 out of 10 games if you don't have a hacker, like it's better than just not having anything to play,
I feel like pros, you guys should have the ability to flag an account and it should be instantly reviewed by somebody at Activision, right?
That would be incredible.
How many people are pros really going to flag? Like anybody who makes it to, like anybody who has a pro badge, let's just say they give every single pro like a pro badge and they play ranked. If somebody is that high of a rank and a pro suspects them of cheating, then they might be fucking cheating, right? Because they're super high rank and they're gunning pros consistently. So I feel like you guys should have the ability to do that. I think it would create for like a better ecosystem when it gets towards the higher ranks, like the big streamers or the big pros that are high ranks. I think it's something that would help a lot because if we're not gonna have an anti-cheat, there just needs to be a way to
get them out of here.
To get them out of here. We'll talk about that when we cross that bridge. But I just think having ranked is awesome. It's cool too because now that we're on PC, like everybody will have a mic. And I was talking to Hastro about this yesterday. Like solo queue could do so much for COD. Like just being able to hop on, like make some friends, grind and play, dude. Yeah. I'm gonna be on that shit all day, every 100%, day.
Man, like
I can just get on the COD and actually play COD. I haven't been able to do that in so long,
dude. Like that, like it just brings me back to like when I was first getting into it, man. Like H3, like bro, just getting on and being able to rank up and play with people and just get into a game without needing a team and stuff like that stuff is so addicting and so much fun. Like, and I feel like we're just missing out on something like that nowadays. Like, there's no like outside of like maybe Valorant or games like that on the PC. Like, there's no like good. I mean, we're not on console anymore, but there's no like Call of Duty, Halo, like those games we came up playing all the time, like ranked playlist.
Yeah,
there's.
I agree,
and
man.
You're inevitably missing out on new players, like right. That's how I started playing Halo. Now that you say it, I just got on and played by myself. I didn't know anyone. I just got on and played, and I was like, "Oh, this is awesome."
And then you realize like how good you actually are, and then you get better. I'm
kind of trash. Let me get better. Exactly,
bro. Just constantly grinding towards something and like using your competitive spirit day in and day out. Like getting out and playing Valorant ranked and something like that is fun as hell, man. Seeing your rank go up, like yo, I'm gonna get to Immortal one day, bro. I'm gonna get to Radiant one day. Like that shit's dope. I hope COD's rank play is like respectable and like the ranks are like hard to move up. So it's like something like I want to be like, it'll make streaming so much more fun.
Oh, and this is like such a little thing, but I feel like it would help so much if they gave you like something, like let's say a season goes by and you're in the S tier or whatever, like immortal rank, or you know what I mean, like the highest
Whatever it
rank,
is, yeah.
and you get a camo or
a
you get
dope
something.
camo, like
Yeah,
something
like
sick.
something that's like,
Something
yo,
that
when
no one else can get.
yeah,
Like
like,
a-
and then
a
someone
dark
else
matter
looking at it, it's
type
like, yo,
camo.
that's sick. Exactly, like that type of stuff would get people interested. Like, dude, I want that. Oh, if
Give
I
me a
place this next season,
reactive
I get it.
dark matter camo, like black and gold, like going
Yeah,
crazy,
something,
like
bro.
something sick, like that, because that's harder than getting dark matter playing zombies or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Being
I mean, it's
like
100% true. I mean, you'd think that it would need to be something big, and it really doesn't. Like people loved getting to like global on CS just to have the little icon. You
Mhm.
wanted to have a 50 on Halo. It doesn't change anything, but just having it, you're like, oh, this guy has 50s, and people can see it on your profile or whatever it may be. All right, this guy's the truth.
Something to work
That's how-
towards, man.
Yeah,
Like
something to
even
work
like
with,
H3,
so.
bro. Like what was the like Hayabusa armor or something?
yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
With the sword.
Like that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff was so sick. Like, and nobody had it unless you did all the achievements.
yeah.
And like it just gives you something to work towards, and it's a hard goal to achieve. But once you achieve it, you're like, yo, I'm one of the few people that got this shit. Like
Mhm.
it's so cool, and I just feel like they could take advantage of that.
Big facts. Well, all right, guys, it's been a beautiful podcast. Let's get the call-ins going now. We basically hit everything. Let's go. Once again, guys, this podcast is fueled by XP Sports. You guys can find it at your local Walmart or xpsports.com. Use code Codcast for 30% off. It's wonderful, man. Gummies, energy drinks,
Yes, sir.
powder. What's up? And we got our first call in here. Gersh, how's it going, my guy? Social media manager
What's good?
extraordinaire of the Codcast.
Yes, sir. Always good to be here.
Go.
Social media for Codcast, Western now. Glad to be
Oh,
there.
let's go.
Yeah, moving up and
Yeah, come
appreciate
up.
your support, especially over in the community. Regardless, though, I want to get straight to it. So, Slasher, I posed a question on Reddit the other day asking about why most ARs are blamed for the GAs, and then you also had your whole clarification in the week following about the fact that it's more of a league thing. You're not the one solely responsible. So I wanted to ask you real quick, why do you think that the media outlets and the general public targets you, and I guess accuracy as well, specifically when it comes to the whole GA controversy?
I think it's like a multiple reasons. Years ago, there was I used to troll all the time, like Slasher World League, like it was basically a meme, and I think
Yeah.
people took that like obviously seriously, and it's become a thing now where like actually people think I run the league and make the rules and stuff like that. And when I was clearly joking, and like everyone was joking, like Maven World League, like Slash World, like it was a joke.
Uh-huh.
And then I think now, also a lot of other pro players have expressed, like I had a tweet about it where Awakening, like on his stream, said like all these slow old main ARs are making these rules and stuff like that, and like pro players say things even though that's not true, like
Mhm.
and the community just runs with it. Like as soon as they hear one thing, it's just taken and ran with. I will admit I've had like a decent involvement in GAs, especially in the past. Not so much anymore. I kind of like I kind of take a back seat nowadays. Like I give my input or like say like, yeah, like maybe the smokes are a little broken. What do you guys think? I don't
Mhm.
push things too much anymore. But yeah, I think it's just a lot of outspoken pros have thrown like old ARs or whatever under the bus, even though they've had a hand in voting as well. Like I said, everyone's voting. Like I go to my teammates.
Yeah.
We decide as a team, are we voting yes or no? So all
Mhm.
four of us are involved. We come up with an answer, and that's the same for every other team. And then that's what it is.
I got a quick follow-up. You said that it's because you're a vet, like you're making those decisions, and of course people are coming to you. You're more experienced. Do you think
Yeah.
guys like Awakening saying that is because they're less experienced with the way things work in the league?
Potentially. I think also like I think he tweeted at me or something saying that that's what his teammates told him. So maybe it could be information being passed incorrectly or something like that, or just being exaggerated. Like
For sure.
I did have a vote in it. My team voted on certain things like the high caliber barrel and the AK-74U. We did vote. I was a part of that. But
Mhm.
so was every other pro player. And to just sit there and throw it on like me and Lamar is a bit ignorant in my opinion.
Mhm.
And yeah, I just think that's what it is.
Got you. All right.
Well,
Thank
thank you,
for the
Gersh.
answer.
Thank you, Gersh.
Sure.
Always
Take
good
it
to
easy,
be
man.
here. You too.
Peace.
Alrighty, let's get the next one in here. Go chat. All right, Bilko. Oh, he's not in. Okay, never mind. Let's go. All right, Bilko, what up, dude?
Hello?
Hello. What's up?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Pretty
Doing about
good.
yourself?
Wonderful.
Doing well. So this is going to be kind of a plug and a question at the same time. So I don't know if you remember when Adam Apiso was on here, he gave out his email and stuff.
Yeah.
So I took advantage of that. And I kind of just basically, I know Austin could probably relate to this. So I'm studying it like a form of engineering as well, where, you know, you need a break from your classes a lot of the time.
Sure.
So I basically just, when I was sick of studying, I developed basically like a schedule and a format for like the anticipation of the league expanding into 16 teams. And also just like a spreadsheet basically tracking each event that was significant, and when each org has in the entire history, as well as each individual player. And I know, Ant, you just renewed your contract with the CDL. I don't know if you guys would need something like that from like the analyst side of things and the production side of things. And then I know, Austin, it's a Slasher World League, it's no joke. But I don't know if you would think, something along the lines when it goes to 16 teams would like a 4-divisional like format where it's like 2 conferences, 4 divisions, something similar to like the NFL. If that would help create storylines and build like historical rivalries within the league, something like, like the Steelers Browns, for example, that just happened. So I don't know if you think that would be beneficial or not.
Oh, so you're talking sort of like you want to be in like planning for the league and like the format of the season stuff. So that's like league operations type work is what you're discussing.
Yeah, exactly.
I think there's absolutely a place for that, those types of ideas and work. I think it's something that you should definitely continue and expand on. And, I see the chat going crazy and stuff, whatever, ignore what they're saying. I think you should come up with ideas on what you think would work in COD and post it to Reddit, and also post it on Twitter and stuff like that and give exposure. And if it's a good idea, somebody will hit you up, man, and talk to you about things. Sounds like you're really passionate about it.
Across it.
Yeah, for example, we had a guy come on here, Cartman COD, if you remember him, John.
Yeah, I do.
Talking about analyst work, and he stuck to it. We told him to go to Reddit and do his thing, and he kept posting stuff to Reddit, and he got a position at somewhere where he's now getting paid some money to do what he loves to do. So just stick to it, man. Keep doing it. Work for free until you are no longer working for free. I know that that's advice people say don't do, but I think it works in esports. So
What do you guys think about the idea,
Never-
though? You guys think divisions would be? What do you think? I'm not sure how I feel.
No, I don't like
that
it.
It needs to be more fleshed out first. Like I think, and by that I mean like the teams need to be established for longer before you come up with divisions. Like the reason divisions even exist in those sports is it's a regional thing.
We need more teams, dude. We need
more teams. And I don't even think people stick around. Like I feel like the rivalries in COD are not, obviously they're not location based. They're gonna be based off you guys, and you people stick with teams a lot longer than they do before that even becomes a talking point.
Well, think about it. One thing that holds some sports back, because I remember I used to think like that, like divisions would be sick, but that holds some sports back. Like some teams in certain markets have not as many fans as like a New York, LA, or whatever market the other teams are in, right? Like look at basketball. There's some teams that like in baseball and stuff, like there's teams that don't even fill up their stadium depending on who they're playing. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. I think I kind of like not having divisions and just having everybody play everybody so that you get exposure. Like say Optic's the biggest brand in COD. Like I want Optics to play against all the teams, and to help them gain fans everywhere.
Yeah. I still think that in divisional things, you still play against everyone for the most part.
Not all the time, though.
You just play the people in your division more.
Right? In NFL, it's like in your conference, you play them more. Like sometimes you don't even play certain teams. Like I like having.
That's limited by the number of games you can have, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just like having it.
God, I get what you're saying. though.
Yeah, you just don't play them as much.
Agree with you.
Yeah. It's interesting though.
Eventually,
like you said,
maybe.
I think if you
is it necessary?
If you just keep posting stuff and stuff like that, you never know who comes across it, man. You never know what could happen.
Definitely do not worry about what these chats have to say.
Yeah,
People sit around and mostly do nothing with their time. So
I don't even have.
I'll never ever focus on anything like that. Trust.
Yeah. Well, I'd be more than happy to share it with you guys if you want to, but yeah, because I sent an email to Adam and then he kind of said yeah, and then copied. I don't know, maybe Ben knows him because he works for Esports Engine, right? Pedge and John, but they haven't responded, and that was like right before Christmas. So
Well,
I figured I'd just plug here, but appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
take it easy, Bill.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, man. Keep at
Take
it.
it easy, bro.
Good luck.
Yeah, I'm going.
Let's get the next one in here. I thought that was a totally valid question, to be honest, chat. You guys' reaction was kind of cringe. All right, Blizzard, what's up, dude?
Yo, what's up, bro?
Yeah.
Yo, what's good?
What up?
Yeah, I got a question for Slasher.
Okay.
Yeah, so my bad. I just had some tacos, you know what I'm saying?
You good?
Slasher, I just wanted to know what are your thoughts on like streaming scrims and like does it bother you at all or if like a team is scrimming you and they're streaming or anything?
I personally am not a fan of streaming scrims. I understand why certain people do it, and it makes perfect sense. Like obviously, it makes sense for Scum to stream scrims. Like he's been doing it forever. It's worked out for him. It's obviously created like it's a good platform for him, and like it hasn't hindered his gameplay at all. But I personally don't like streaming scrims as much because I'm more so strictly into just the competition aspect, and I feel like when you're streaming your scrims, you're basically giving away free info for other. Like when I talk about something, I literally explain like the ideology, what I'm thinking, how I want to play it, why I want to play it that way. And when we're streaming, it's just telling my opponents our game plan. Like it doesn't make sense to me. When I've streamed scrims in the past, like I have to type in the chat, like in TeamSpeak chat, and it just doesn't help get my point across as much. And when I'm playing against someone who is streaming, I don't mind it, like because they can't hear our comms, you know. So like it doesn't bother me.
Sweet, Blizzard. Thank you, man.
There you go. Good Blizzard.
Yeah.
All right, let's get the next call in here. Let's go. Good question. Somebody said, chat, we are all weird judging these people. Stop this nonsense. We're all pussies at the end of the day. Way to
Oh my God.
just group everybody into one game. Yo, what up? I don't really know how to pronounce your name. Is it Obesity?
It's Phase Obesity. Austin, I have your lucky ace hat hostage on GA Gung Ho and the AK.
This has got to be messed.
For sure.
On GA the AK, Austin, or another your ace hat again. I'm placing the Phase Obesity curse on you. Your team will not be a top 4 team unless the AK is on GA'd.
What the
For sure.
fucking was that?
Yo, that was
Could that be,
terrifying.
all right, is that Zinni or is that like Gersh again? No, wait, it's Gersh. You wouldn't do that again.
Yo. Yo, dude, I'm not gonna lie, that scared the shit out of me when he started talking, bro.
That's comedy, bro. I gotta give it to him.
Yeah. He said for sure. I'm clipping that one, dude. All right, yo, somebody clip that, please, dude. All right, moving on to the next call.
Yo.
He said it's Phase Obesity.
All right, yo, my ace hat's still here. We're good. This guy's capping.
Bro, it's the Thanos, dude. Ooh, I thought he
Are
was
there
about to say
programs
some
online to make your voice
crazy
like
shit.
that, or do you need like a Go XLR? I'm trying to break it down.
I'm not sure. Let's go up. Yeah, it's got it.
Hello, can you hear me?
What's up, bro?
Yo, what's good, bro?
Hello? Hello?
Yo,
can you hear
Yeah,
us?
what's up?
Yeah,
Hello.
I hear you guys. How's it going? Sorry. My question was based off of Looney's performance last year in Modern Warfare. Was he a good pickup for the Seattle Surge or not?
We talked about this already. I'll let Austin go since me and John talked about it.
I feel like last season was a pretty unfortunate situation for him. I think it's hard to just go off of last season. But what I will say about Dan is I've won with him. I know he's a good player. I know he works hard. And I also think since they picked up Gunless, he's a really good pickup. I think him and Pierce work well together. They've won together, and I think Dan knows how to work well with Pierce.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand that because based off of Rice Nation, he was with you and Slasher. So I think, and you and Gunless. So I think you would have the best perspective there. So I was just curious, because you kind of you did have a not the best season he's had in competitive, and and
he got dropped early on in the season. I don't even think he had a chance
on
to prove
land.
anything.
I believe on land, yeah. Well, it was on land, I believe, and yeah, I don't know. It was unfortunate.
He also has one with Sam too in the past in Bob's 3. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense. But I mean, that's one of those things like time will tell. We'll have to see how good their team does,
Yeah.
I hear you.
I think people are writing him off. Pretty sure you won a tournament in every single title up to Black Ops 4. So, yeah.
Yeah, he did actually.
Yeah, so I think the slander is a little bit
Dan's a beast, man.
misplaced. Yeah, I don't know where that comes from. But anyways, thank you for the question.
No problem. Have a good day.
Have a
Have a
good
good
one,
bro.
Yep.
All right, let's get the next call in here. What's up, brother?
Yo,
Ozzy. How you doing, dude?
I'm good, man. How are you guys?
Pretty good.
My question's for Slasher. Do you think that SMGs have a bigger impact in this game than ARs? Because I feel like a sub going off is a lot more impactful than an AR right now.
I feel like it's been that way actually for years now. I just think like a sub, like if you're aggressive player, your aggressor is going off and getting those entries, it just makes it so much easier for everyone on his team to like do really well. So you take a player like a BZ, for instance, if he's constantly going 40 and 40, it's so much easier on his teammates to do good, right? So a sub going off usually is more important than an AR going off, but an AR can be super impactful if they play it a certain way and if they're helping their subs. Like it's a trade-off, right? Like the ARs help their subs do good and get into those positions, but the subs are also helping their ARs also like relieving the pressure and stuff like that.
Yeah, I hear you. Oh, all right, thank you.
Yeah.
No problem, dude. Take it easy.
Thank you.
Straight natural, bro. What up? No limit.
All right. Yeah, so I have a question for Slasher. What's your favorite moment from the CDL or the CWL?
Just favorite COD moment?
Yeah.
I'll say one for me and then I'll say one for just in general. So my favorite moments, I mean, obviously winning Black Ops 3 champs. I think that speaks for itself. The biggest LAN event, like my first champs, one of like my third event win or second event win or something like that. So that's probably my favorite moment. One of my so I got two favorite moments that don't involve me, and I'd say one of them is at the Minnesota opener. I was really skeptical on the whole like franchising model, like city-based franchising.
Yeah.
And I think going to Minnesota and seeing the crowd get behind the Minnesota team was a really cool moment because a lot of those guys, especially like I don't think they're like the biggest names or like had been on like those championship caliber teams, but to see the crowd get behind them like an Optic crowd would or something like that was really cool. And I feel like a good experience for those guys, like to experience what the crowd like cheering for you is like that's an unreal feeling that I hope every player gets to experience. And then one other one that comes to mind is watching Chino win his first event. I think that was one of my favorite moments as a competitor. I've been really good friends with Chino for a long time. We came up together. We were in battle in the trenches together, playing for $50 at a time. When I was in college, like we learned a lot off each other, and he's just a really good guy. So watching him win was one of my favorite moments.
Yeah, thank you guys.
No problem, dude.
Yeah,
Thank you for the question, brother.
That's a good question.
All right, let's get the next one in there.
That's true. I think I remember when Dan first won, when he started winning, I was like super, super proud and happy for him. Just having
Yeah,
grinded
dude.
with them through that whole time. It's like such a different feeling.
Dude, it was so cool
Wow.
watching them win. Like it was so like my team did terrible that event. I was in such a bad move, and then like watching them win, I was like, yo, this is actually a dope event.
Yeah. It's Liberty, what up, dude?
What's good, brother?
Not much, man. Just hanging out. Nice to talk to you.
Here. So my question is based on sort of like the public reaction to Cold War versus the competitive. So like having Treyarch this year, obviously they care a lot more about the competitive scene. We've seen it with all their updates versus last year, you know, Infinity Ward didn't care as much, but the public seemed to like Modern Warfare a lot more than Cold War. And do you think that's going to have an impact on sort of the support that competitive gets in the future? Like, do you think it gives fuel to the fire for Joe Seacott saying, you know, comp ruined Call of Duty?
I think, I mean, publicly, I mean, those guys don't even exist in the same realm as competitive Call of Duty. So,
Yeah.
like, whatever they think, I don't even think it has a true impact on whatever happens on the competitive side. Like, you're talking about people that are getting on that giant map with the tank and saying that they loved it more than this game. Like,
30 bomb.
yeah, like, come on, bro. Like, those people are just in a completely different sphere. What I would say is I think that it would affect IW's next creation. Like, they might just go with the same exact style of game.
Yeah,
and
which could be
that
problematic.
Could affect competitive play. That could be problematic. Yeah.
The thing
I
is
agree with
too is
that.
I think that the public perception is grouping MW with Warzone. I consider those two completely different games. Like I understand they're part of the same game, they're on the same engine and stuff like that. But Modern Warfare, people saying that that's like the best Call of Duty is literally blasphemous in my opinion. Like Warzone is dope. Warzone is cool. Like it's good for COD, right? Like I think everyone can agree with that. Like even though it has its problems and stuff like that, but Warzone is not Modern Warfare, and Cold War is significantly better than Modern Warfare.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think you guys like hit the nail on the head there.
Yeah, I don't think there's much else to be said about that one.
Well, thank you, Liberty. I appreciate it, dude.
That's just a fact.
Yeah. Thank you for the question, Liberty. Hopefully you got what you wanted there.
Guys.
Let's get the next one in.
It is blasphemous, though.
Dude.
Bro,
For real.
what? And by what metric are you saying that the game is good?
What's up, Jack? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Loving the content, guys.
Here we go.
This is a question for all three of you. So besides the obvious of, you know, you get a crowd when you're playing LAN and ping, how much does playing on LAN affect the matches? I'm just interested in your perspective since you've all done online and LAN. So how does it like
people get
specifically?
nervous?
The number one thing to me, well, yeah, people get nervous, but the number one thing to me is that even when you get absolutely horseshitted, bullshit, which you will on LAN, I think everyone can attest to that. You
do.
What?
Yeah, you do.
That was Fugaze. Instantly when that happens, that shit's out of your head. You're like, I got Fugaze, and you won't even remember until later on. You'll be like, oh yeah, I did get Fugaze. When you're playing online, you're like, bro, this whole scenario is bullshit.
Would have
like,
never happened.
This whole thing would never have happened. Like that shit just never in your head on LAN. Not ever. Even when you do get bullshitted, you're just like, all right, whatever.
Dude.
Like the game is just the game, and then you just keep pushing. I don't know.
Nah, it's
That's
just
a big
people
thing.
also
Makes
get
such a
nervous,
big
bro.
difference, bro.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Austin.
Nah, I would agree with both of those statements. Like that, you do get bullshit on LAN, but it doesn't like you don't stop to think about it. You don't like let out a what the fuck or anything like that. Like it's just a call out and you keep going because that's what it is. You know, you're on LAN. Like there's no better connection or anything like that. Also, I would say the crowd and stuff like that does play a big factor. People do play differently. Matches and stuff like that tend to slow down. People are thinking about what they're doing. They're not just ego chowing and stuff like. Some people do, obviously, but it's not just. I don't know. People do get nervous, and I would say too. Also, even for me, like that was a big thing I struggled with last year. Was like trying to trick myself into thinking I was like in a big match. You know what I mean? Like I was in a big match, but I was playing it right next to my bed. Like I'm used to playing those matches in front of like hundreds of people or thousands of people cheering. Like, and when you get in those moments, the adrenaline's pumping. Like it's just a way higher like feeling.
There's so much more. It's like preparation too. Like you get there, like, okay, we got to make sure we get these scrims in. I got to get a good night's sleep, get a good breakfast with the squad, whatever. Like at home, it could just be like, I'm gonna just watch this next episode on Netflix. You know, I'll sleep in a little bit, right? I'll just hop on and play. You know, it's
Yeah.
different. It's just different. It's different
way
atmosphere.
different.
The intensity is different, right? So, I think intensity, and then it just nothing beats it, bro. Like it's just something special about it, right? Playing in an arena, like it's
Just like the noise of LAN. I miss the noise. Like there's always just noises going on.
That reminded me too.
And
Even the noises, like you cannot sound whore on LAN like you can online. Like that's a big aspect. Like on LAN, you have to be really aware of situations because you can't get bailed out by hearing someone's footsteps because the crowd is usually cheering. You know what I mean? So like
also like, yeah, go ahead, finish that.
No,
Sorry.
I was pretty much done.
I was gonna say also like having absolutely like no excuse, like because you're scrimming on LAN and you're like you can't just be like, dude, that host was fucking OP, like that was whack, or that server was whack. Like just zero excuse, man. So it makes you just get better. It makes you just play better. Some people play better.
Yeah.
I miss those days of like it would be open bracket stations, but all the open brackets are out of the tournament, and you're just watching like a really good match on a side station, and just standing there, like you just stand behind him, like, ooh, you can basically hear people behind you saying like, oh, he just got shit on, or like whatever it was, like you can hear them behind you. They're not far away, like no further than where my door is behind me right now, and they're just talking like you're not in a big match, and you're like, I would do the same thing, like fuck it, like I'm sitting here watching, like, ooh. Or like and then S&D round, like when we went S&D on the side station, everyone's like, oh, he's playing. I don't know why you're whispering, but you're like, he's gonna get.
Thank you for the question,
All that
Jack.
stuff is cool.
Oh yeah, no worries.
All right,
have a good one, man.
Have a good one.
You too.
Get the next one in here. Don't you miss LAN?
Dude. Oh my god, I can't wait.
It's
honestly
cheap.
even just the atmosphere, being able to go and just hang out with the bros,
Yeah.
Take it at the Hilton bar again.
My guy Cheek. What up,
Hello.
Cheek? Good.
What's up, guys?
What's going on?
Not much. I got a question, I guess, for any of you really, but Slasher first. Like how much S&D have 100 Thieves played, and do you know if everyone's really been grinding it? Obviously, just because I bet a lot in the CDL. I just need to know if it's going game 5 and who's going to win those game 5s. It's a lot of money to be made this year, bro.
We've played a little bit of S&D. We definitely need to play more. The rule set has also changed consistently for a couple weeks now. That's why we haven't like fully dived into it, because the rules have been changing consistently. Like I said, like there's just no point to practice with like certain things when it's going to be taken out, a week later.
So Smokes and G8 gone in. Smokes and Snipers gone in the Pro League as well, or is that just?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure for now, until there's a patch, there's gonna be no smokes or snipers. So like we were practicing with smokes and snipers like 2 weeks ago. So we've played like a little bit. We definitely haven't played enough. But as the year goes on, we're gonna put more time into it. It's just like we're focusing on certain things. Like I think our big focus right now has been hardpoint. And you don't want to like put too much on your plate,
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, thank you, lads.
Thank you, Cheek.
Enjoy your night.
Yeah, you too, man. Take it easy.
All right, we got one last question. It's my boy, Shit's ass. What up, dude?
What's up?
What's going on, man? Long time no speak, man. What's up?
Yeah, I missed last week. Yeah, I'm good. My question is for Slasher. Yeah, so last year I got on and I called you the best AR in COD history. And obviously last year it wasn't the best year for you as a team, not necessarily individually, but as a team, it wasn't the best year. But how much more confident do you feel going into this season compared to last season, especially when you have a sub like Jaza, who I think is like, he looks league material right now, where if things aren't going right for your team, you can put him in?
I mean, I'm just as confident as I always am. I think I was really confident even last season. I think people don't understand how disadvantageous it was playing from California. And we almost still won an event. Like we were really close. And at Champs, we played really well, took Huntsman to game 5. Like we were not just terrible, like we were a team that was in, we fought for a championship. Like we should have been up 2 overs face. Like we went out, lost 2v1 round 11 to sell. And like, I'm just as confident as I always am. I think going back to 4v4, being in Texas now, like I'm going to get back to that form that I know, and I'm working really hard to get there. So I'm just hoping, I don't want to say too much. I kind of want to let my gameplay do the talking for myself. So hopefully I get back to that form.
Yeah, no, it'll be easy. But does that mean that LAG, they're all still in Cali, right? So
yeah,
surely they should just get Smooth.
I don't know.
I mean, you would think I would think it'd be smart for them to move to Texas, especially like I said, like 7 or 8 teams are here. Like if we're
Make it
all
land,
here,
bro.
yeah, like we're not playing on land, but we're pretty damn close.
Yeah.
If you're all in Texas. Like it's as close as it's gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
Well, thank you, brother. Have a good one.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you too. See ya.
Take it easy, bro.
Appreciate you, Ben. Once again, killing it, brother.
No problem.
Anyways,
we have one more question if you guys want to take it. It's not a just a readout.
Oh, it's you. All right, never mind. Go.
Yeah. So it's a two-part question. I think it's a good question though. It's from Xavier in the chat, and part one of the question is: he want to know, Austin, how do you approach leadership differently than someone like Krim, Clay, Cap? And the second part of the question is, what do you do to avoid bumping heads with your teammates while still trying to progress as a team?
How do I approach leadership different?
That's hard.
Yeah, I don't know how if I could speak on like certain like Prim I've never played with, so I don't know like his exact style. I'll just kind of say how I view it. I've always kind of been a tough love type of person. Like I'll tell you how it is. Like I'll be on your ass pretty much to get on and get better. But at the end of the day, my intentions are good, and I always try to lead by example. So if I'm telling you to get on early, I'm on early. You know what I mean? If I'm telling you to grind the game, I'm on grinding the game. Like I'm not telling you to do anything that I'm not doing myself. Like I'm trying to outwork everyone in the league. Like I try to put in just as much time as anyone else because I don't want to ever look back and be like, damn, this guy worked harder than I did, and like regret that type of thing. So I'm pretty tough on teammates, but I think like with the right group of people, it helps them. It makes them better. It also like I take practice very, very seriously every single day. It's a strict environment pretty much, but I've had really good teams that have like translated that strict environment into like high pressure situations. So that's kind of how I look at it.
Yeah, I can attest to all this. He's not capping, as you guys would say. He's telling the truth. He is pretty much like that. The whole avoiding confrontation thing, though, that's definitely not facts.
Oh yeah, no,
you didn't say that though. You didn't say that.
Yeah, I do not avoid confrontation at all. I think confrontation is good, especially in practice. To a certain extent, like I said, like I'll call you out on your bullshit. But I also expect other people to do that too. I don't want to be the only one on the team, telling you to get on and play the game. Like I want everyone to be holding everyone accountable. Yeah. Like we're a team, bro. Like we're all here at the end of the day to win the match, win the tournament, whatever it is.
Support each other.
We should be holding each other accountable and working just as hard to not only win yourself, but win for the guy sitting next to you.
Yeah. Good answer. All right. Well, all right, guys. I appreciate everybody tuning in. For those of you audio listeners, make sure you guys go leave us a review. It helps a lot. Expose us to new listeners and stuff like that. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you leave it a like. The live viewers, as always, appreciate you guys taking the time out to come through. And much love to Austin, man. Hopefully you have an incredible kickoff match and a great season, brother. And I thank you for taking the time coming on the show with me and John.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you guys having me. I always have a good time.
Where can
you guys, man?
Where can we find you, bro?
For real.
Twitter, Slasher AL, Twitch. Oh, Slasher actually _AL.
Yeah.
Twitch is Slasher AL. Kind of that's mainly it. Instagram too, Slasher AL, but mainly use Twitter. Sometimes stream some mates and stuff like that, but yeah.
All right. Let's get it, man. Take it easy, everybody.
Yeah. Thanks for coming around.
Yep. Have a good one, guys.
Let's host Zuma.
Love you guys. Zuma.
Yeah. Go show him love.
Huge here soon.
Dang, I just hosted him.